you put the fireball in the cider. Angry Orchard cider
yeah,
with
I do.
fireball. Yeah.
Oh, is that
Angry
what they
balls.
call it? Angry balls?
Yeah. It's so
You
good.
know what I call it? A drink. I used to do that all the time. I would go up to the bar and I would order Angry Orchard, the original one. The crisp apple's good too, but
Crisp
I
apple's
like it
good,
at
yeah.
a little bit more. Yeah, but they're close to the same. So I get one of those, I drink some out of it. I'd order a shot of Fireball and a Crown Apple chilled. Let them shake it up on the ice and then give it to you, right? So I do that. I'd throw that Fireball in with, and I'd sip the Crown Apple while I was drinking the Angry Orchard that had the Fireball in. That's how I used to. That's what I did at the bar. It was like triple dipping, I guess. I didn't think about it. Doing like 2 shots and a beer all at the same time.
I was gonna do this shot because happy Atheist Day to everybody here. My Twitter is a shit show because I decided to be an open atheist, and now all the theists are coming at me, and it's really funny. Actually, it's hilarious. Go look at my.
I don't even know if anybody would even notice if I said something, just because I don't have a lot of followers. Number one, number two, all the turfs and derfs and flurfs and whatever the fuck else they are, all those fucking asshole people. I don't talk to any of them, so they don't know I exist. So
yeah, see, where I get a lot of attention.
I don't mind Twitter.
Yeah, I get a lot of attention because I'm atheist, I'm trans, and I'm going to be a physician.
Trans?
So the
fact
why
didn't you tell me that shit?
But the fact that I'm these things and a physician, like somebody who's going to have some authority and credibility. No, people. That's why people get mad, because it threatens their world. Because they're like, you can't be compassionate and be an atheist and be trans. So they're like, it messes with them, and then they have to.
And you're going to be a doctor?
Yeah, so like you have to attack me on it. Like maybe your religious background or lack of religious background like has nothing to do with how good in healthcare you're going to be. Maybe it has nothing to do with it.
Hey, Krabby, and who all is here? Let me say hi to everybody.
I'm gonna do the shot while there's saying hi. Oh, it looks like urine. Look at the you can't really see because my green screen.
A little bit of Fireball left.
Looks like pee. That's a little bit.
Like it actually
kind of
looks. Shot. It's 2. No, I got like 2 of them left.
It looks like apple juice.
Too brown for apple juice through the camera.
Oh, through the camera. No, but in real life, it looks like just like apple juice.
When you hold it down low and you can see down in it, it looks like it. All right, you ready?
Yeah, it looks like apple juice. Okay, yeah, let's do it.
And I set my referral off for my top surgery today, so I should get my consultation soon. So fucking happy goddamn whatever Wednesday.
Hell yeah, Atheist Day. Also, I told Stool I was eating soup, so maybe he'll show up at some point. Oh, here's Kyle.
Kyle's in. Larry, I hope you feel better, buddy. And let me know if you need anything. And I'm sorry that, by the way, just to get that out there, I'm sorry I popped off everybody on Monday night. Welcome to my world. I think I've become so comfortable with you guys that I'm not hiding stuff like I used to do. So this is a real me. I mean, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I get dark sometimes, and I'm sorry I get angry sometimes, but that's why I'm going to therapy. I'm working on it. And the fact that I caught some of that last night was fucking amazing. And actually, my therapist was very impressed with the fact
like
that
Beck and I were talking before the stream, and how like we all have things that like we have rough days and we say things that we shouldn't, and we react in ways that we shouldn't. But like the point is that like someone who acknowledges it and who works on it and who like wants to do better, like that's all you can really ask for. Like the important thing is that you move on and you're able to like make things right later on, because we're all going to mess up, and it's unfair to expect perfection from anybody.
Well, see, that was what I was saying, though. That was the part of the thing, is that people make comments that you and I and anybody else in the trans community could just pop off about, you know, like you could just go off about it. And damn it, Kyle, fix that connection, young man. Don't leave us. So I don't get angry at them because I know they mean
Mm.
no harm. And I also know that the people that we are around are all advocates.
Mhm.
So I don't mind joking around or saying stuff in that direction because I think, well, these people are all advocates anyways, and nobody's going to think this is bad because people know me. But when everybody kind of at once start talking over each other and getting kind of going off on, yeah, I was like, oh, nope. Okay. That's
Mhm.
not cool. Because then, of course, I felt attacked. I feel attacked when one
Yeah.
person does it because of my PTSD. Never mind when it's
Mhm.
like 5 or 6 people.
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I felt
Well, and what
horrible, and I was trying not to cry on stream. That's why I left.
well, and that's something that, like, I think Jenny and I were trying to figure out, and this is a conversation we can even have off stream of just like, if something is to happen where we need to have a conversation about something that was said, like, what's a good way to approach it that makes you feel like you're being respected? And
Right.
because there are ways we can go about it that aren't as problematic for the PTSD, and we can do better at that as well. So we can collaborate and see where we
Yeah.
can meet in the middle on things.
Yeah. Yeah. It kind of goes back to a conversation I had with my brother Richard. Oh God, I don't know what it was years ago, maybe like 20 years ago, long time ago. And I was telling him, we were just discussing like people in general. And I was telling him how disappointed I am in people. And he's like, why are you disappointed? And I said, well, like the people are inconsiderate and they don't even, I don't even know if they know how to love other people, and they just don't care. And, they're not compassionate about trying to help others, and I'm listing off all this stuff. And he said to me, you're setting yourself up for a fall. I said, how am I setting myself up for a fall? He said, you expect the rest of the world to be just like you. And I cocked my head at him, and he said, not everybody's a good person, Beck. You can't expect everybody to be good people. And I was like, oh.
That's one of my faults.
Oh. And I also, for some reason, assume that everybody's going to understand exactly what I'm saying in whatever joke I tell. Even though I know I have a weird sense of humor and most people don't catch it. I still do it thinking everybody's going to catch it for some reason. I don't know why.
Well, apparently you can only be a good person if you have Jesus. So, but actually it's not even consistent because I've had more than two, several discussions today. I had one person telling me you can't be moral without Allah, and then another like 3 people telling me you can't be moral without Jesus. So, I don't know who I need to have in my soul to be moral anymore because too conflicting now. But
Thank you, Krabby. I almost doxed
But
you.
that's the
Thank you,
problem.
Krabby.
Everyone just needs Jesus. That's it.
So let's start this thing. Greyheart said, first question from me, at least, to all 3 of you. Have you streamed any kind of old childhood shows recently? I was watching Ben 10 and Kids Next Door on HBO Max myself.
I need to rewatch some shows from my childhood. And was just thinking about I need to rewatch. Well, actually, no, I'd rewatched Invader Zim not too long ago. I loved that show. My God. But
yeah,
I recently rewatched Avatar: The Last Airbender.
oh yeah, same. No, that's I think my favorite animated
never
kid
watched
show is Avatar: The Last
It
Airbender.
is
Oh,
so
Beck,
worth a watch.
it's so good.
it's because you
it's
guys
not
are in that age range with each other. I'm so
it's
far
not it's
beyond.
not
No,
that. No, but we watch it because it's not just a kid show. Like it's so in depth on like cultural issues and like it talks about war and like social justice and stuff. But it's like the
sexism.
plot. But the plot
Really?
is so good. Like it's
Really?
so well done
Huh.
that it's just a super like well done show. And so I think that's why it's still my favorite. Because even watching it back as an adult, watching it as a kid, you don't catch a lot of that stuff. But the
Right.
messages that it conveys are so good.
Look,
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you guys. I'm gonna tell you guys a secret, right? because most people don't know this. You usually don't realize it till you're closer to 40. Go back and watch all the cartoons you didn't like when you were a kid. They're all aimed at adults.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
missed so much shit.
Oh yeah.
Like I went back and
SpongeBob.
watched some and I went, wow, I didn't know they were trying to say that. I was a kid and I was like, oh yeah, G.I. Joe. You know, like I didn't get the
Well-
back stuff. I didn't get the stuff that was slid in, the innuendos, the connotations. I didn't get any of that because I was a little kid, you know. I was 5, 6, 7, whatever, 4 years old. But watching them later, I just like some shit. And let me tell you, fucking the old Warner Brothers with Bugs Bunny and shit, the old, when it was still Porky Pig, like doing his old shit in the fucking, like the old stuff, that shit was like violent and crude and sexual. But when you're a kid, you don't notice it.
Oh, dude, in
Because you don't
SpongeBob,
think
there was
like
a
that.
straight.
You're unlearned. You don't know. When I watched as a kid, I just saw that, oh, this is silly, you know. I'm 4 and this guy with the gun is chasing the rabbit and the rabbit's laughing at him. I love that rabbit. That's all I knew when I was a kid.
Well,
It was just kind of like country humor to me. I grew up in a place that everybody had shotguns and, you know, 30-30s and 30-06s and 227s or what. Like I've shot everything, 410s, everything.
Yeah, SpongeBob is so bad. SpongeBob is so
funny.
bad.
You know, all of that was funny. That violence was funny because we were like, whatever. You know, it's cartoon.
there is literally a "Don't drop the soap" reference in SpongeBob,
Yeah,
I don't doubt it. There's a lot,
and it was really
SpongeBob.
fucking blatant
That's a
too.
whole different generation, though. Like
SpongeBob is so inappropriate.
Back before SpongeBob ever would have been allowed on TV.
Like, you're talking
TV to watch SpongeBob back in the day.
Yeah, you're talking Looney Tunes, like Tom and Jerry stuff.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Like the old Tom and Jerry. Yeah, but I like Bugs Bunny and all those guys. You know,
And there was a
Daffy Duck
part
and blah, blah, blah.
in SpongeBob where he's trying to give his snail Gary a bath, so he paints the bathtub like a treasure chest. And he reaches into them, grabs a couple of bars of soap, and says, "Look, doubloons. Don't drop them."
See? Yeah, don't drop them. Yes, Dr. Cross. I watched an old, it was like a black and white, from the, I don't know, 40s, 50s, something, maybe, I think, I'm going to guess 50-ish, but it was poor, you know, quality, and it was black and white, and it was a cartoon, and I think it was based around a cat, maybe like Felix the Cat or something like that. And they literally oh man, I don't even know if I can say it. They had a tar baby on there.
Oh no.
And it was like dipped in oil and dripping. It was the most, and you know, I saw that shit when I was a kid and I just thought it was weird, and I didn't think that person was like a person. I thought it was some kind of creature. I didn't know that they were talking about a person. And then I got older and I saw a snippet of it and I went, oh my God, dude, that was supposed to be a person. Like when I was a kid, I didn't see it, you know? It was just so overdone and exaggerated. It looked kind of like a creature to me, you know?
I think my, like,
what the fuck?
Talking about the SpongeBob references, like, I think my favorite of the most terrible SpongeBob references was when SpongeBob has the seahorse and leaves it outside the Krusty Krab, and the guys think that it's a ride, and they're like, I can't find the coin slot. Here it is.
Oh no.
It's so bad. Like, that's not even subtle.
Jesus freaking.
Oh man.
Whoa, wait, Dr. Cross, hold on, okay, hold on. Yes, Krabby, Little Rascals. Oh my God, I watched that shit when I was a teenager. Seriously fucked up shit, man. Little Rascals were horrible.
Poop is not a show. Poop is not a show.
I saw one where they had oh my God, what's his name? Buckwheat. There it is. They had him sitting on a stove. And when he would sweat, it came off black on his hand, and it just like it's literally making my throat dry right now. It almost made me literally sick.
That's
last
fucked
night.
up.
I am not
Yeah,
answering
you think?
rash questions tonight. I am not answering rash questions.
I have
No.
this rash.
No. When we say ask us anything, we're not talking about medical or whatever. Random questions. They're all random questions.
Also,
You can ask if you want, and you might get my answer, and it's not going to be right.
Poop is not a show. Poop is not a show. Also, I keep muting and turning off my camera because I'm eating soup and Stool is not here. So if Stool shows up, I will eat the soup on camera. But until then, I don't want to slurp and make all of you listen to it. So that's why I keep turning my camera and microphone off. So it's not because I'm leaving.
Right,
it's just because I'm trying to be courteous.
You know, Kyle, I have a conflict. Maybe you can help me with it, Kyle. Do you mind?
Okay, sure.
Okay, so here's my conflict. I have somebody that, I view this guy as like a friend, little brother, but at the same time, I'm kind of like proud of him and appreciate him kind of like a dad would. Plus, I'm about his dad's age, so that has something to do with it.
You're talking about me, I know.
And then shut up, Ben. I'm not talking to you. Go back to eating your soup. This is between me and Kyle. So the other day on Twitter I messaged this person and I said something about like, good job, son, kind of thing. I don't even remember exactly what it was. It wasn't recently. It was like a month or so ago. And he said, "Oh, now it's dad. Now it's pops or whatever." And I was like, "Well, I mean, you were the one that said I'm almost your dad's age." And he's like, "Yeah, well, you are." And I was like, "I know, bro. I know." So I'm kind of stuck between the bro and the dad thing. So I don't know what to do with that.
Well, my dad's like 56, so pretty close.
So 56 when? This year or 57 this year?
I think 57 this year. I don't know. I don't talk to my dad much.
Okay, so 6 years older than me. That's not quite as bad.
It's not quite as bad.
If he was like 1 year older than me, that would suck.
So
But
you're stuck between bro and dad.
Honestly, my son is older than you. But anyways, that's not the point. The point is,
I mean, because I'm the second kid in my family, so yeah, like you could be my dad if I was the firstborn kid.
So he has it so easy because I had him right before I turned 20. So then he just adds on 20 years to his age, and he will always know how old I am, as long as he waits those 6 days from his birthday to get to mine, and then it's 20 dead on. He was my early birthday present that I didn't anticipate or ever really want, but I love him anyways.
Beck's got the kitty. Beck's got 2 kitties.
Oh, this thing.
Greyheart wants to see the thing that's meowing. Yeah,
this is the meowing thing.
It's so cute.
Wow,
I love
what a
it.
specimen.
He just, I don't know.
He's
he loves
chunky.
me. I don't even understand. No, he's not. He's not.
Well, no, he's not. He's not fat, but he's big though. He's big.
He's solid muscle. There's no fat on him. He's just solid muscle. He's got to lose skin from getting fixed, but that's it.
Oh, speaking of muscle, I realized you can't see in my hoodie, but like my biceps just all of a sudden out of nowhere just got super beefy. I was like, damn, like that testosterone, like I was expecting a very gradual increase, and I mean it kind of was, but like just today I noticed like it's significantly bigger than it was before, like defined and big at this point. It's weird.
Hell yeah.
Hi, Bolt. You should come join us.
Hey, Bolt.
Come on in, buddy. I put it in the
us.
Twitter Beckett in bitch DM.
I haven't talked to you in days, buddy. Come on.
Yeah.
Come join us.
So
I know everyone's been so busy.
Oh my God, Ben just getting beefy over here. Oh.
It's the tea. It's the tea.
I know, bro. I know.
Oh,
the tea and probably I can't only blame the tea because I've also been rock climbing. So that's probably part of it as well. But
this patient called yesterday and I answered the phone, thank you for calling, blah, blah, blah. This is Beck. And she starts talking to me. She goes, So are you new? And I said, no, ma'am.
Oh yeah, you told me about this.
I said, no, ma'am, I'm not
Yeah.
new. And she goes,
Oh.
but I don't, how haven't I met you? And I'm like, we've met. And she's going like this. And and she said something about, wait a minute, when did I meet you? And I laughed. And she goes, oh, it's B, isn't it? She goes, that laugh has not changed. And I said, no, ma'am, it has not. But yeah. So, but she was like, wow, your voice is like 2-3 octaves deeper. And I'm like, yeah, it really is. It's a lot deeper. And but it was funny. I hadn't talked to her in like 6 or 8 months. So last time I talked to her was like right before I started T. And she didn't know. And I hadn't announced it to everybody yet. So yeah. It's pretty cool though. Yeah, I upvoted this video. Did you? If not, why not? Get him, Randolph. Sick him. Yeah, we know Bolt, karate, kid, home, feed him, whatever, be a parent and an adult. Psh, Paul. So Kyle, what's going on with you? I've been talking a lot. Please help me.
Man, dude, I have been spending all day researching medical astrology. And that is a rabbit hole.
Willis?
Oh, you'll find out on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah. My brain is numb.
I see what's going on here. Yeah. Okay. I know.
Other than that, I am enjoying some weed for the first time in a while.
Hey, man, do you know I was at the dispensary, and I don't know because you guys don't have dispensaries where you are, right?
Not technically. They sell Delta 8 products and flour and distillate and all that
means, but okay. Yeah.
Delta
so
8,
yeah,
go ahead.
Anyways, I was at the cannabis dispensary on Sunday getting my stuff for the next like 2 weeks. And they have all these things on the wall, and I had to wait in line, which is weird because normally the time I go in, it's perfect. I walk right in and out. They're never busy. So I had to kind of wait, and I'm staring at the wall, and I'm looking at all these different, and it's like the introduction. It says the introduction to our blah, 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 blah. And so I saw CBD lowers blood pressure. So there's a CBD out there that lowers blood pressure.
Interesting. I'm actually, so I vape, but I don't use
nicotine.
nicotine.
I thought about you instantly. Go ahead.
I actually have CBD vape juice in my vape right now.
Yeah, you told me you were using CBD, and that's why I even looked at it, honestly, because I'm not going to stop using pod. I don't give a fuck about CBD. But I was like looking at the different, know, THC stuff, and then I was like, oh, CBD. And I started looking at it, and I thought about you, and then I was like, wait. And so you should look that up and check into it. And it's supposed to lower your blood pressure and shit. I think it's more like a relaxing body thing.
So my dad apparently is freaking out that I posted about Happy Atheist Day.
Oh no!
Like literally just texted me, and no, I'm like not. I'm not laughing about this right now.
Oh,
like texted me privately and said why. Just said why.
Mm.
I'm trying to communicate that it's about, like, it's okay to have different views than other people, and there shouldn't be stigma with having different views than other people.
Right.
But apparently it's not okay. It's funny how it's funny how people can be so full of love until you disagree with them.
Yeah, I had an incident.
And then suddenly it's just anger.
Yeah.
It's like, was it ever really love if something like that will make you angry? That someone said that they were okay with having a disbelief in something. Or not even
the bottom
a
line is,
but a...
Go ahead.
Oh, I just like Randolph.
Or let me go because I'm about to say
You can go.
So I think the problem is it's not that you are an atheist or that you're a Christian. The problem is they saw you as something you're not. So they either need to find love for who you are, or fucking walk away and let you be.
Like, for real. And that's the same thing with trans things. And that's why, like, I'm not talking to them much. Cause like, and I gotta.
Yeah.
I had an incident tonight actually where my mom, she was expressed how disappointed she was that I wouldn't be in heaven with her when she dies and when I die.
I hate it when people say that.
And I'm like, well, Mom, if you believe
it's a guilt trip.
If you believe that there's this just, merciful God, which you can't be just and merciful, but if you're really going to send me to hell because I'm not convinced, you're not worth worshiping.
Nope.
And it breaks my heart because I don't have the relationship I want with my mom.
God, that sucks, man. You know, it's crazy, Kyle, because throughout my life, I've been down some windy, crazy roads. Now, of course, this is all metaphorical in case someone's high or drunk and they're missing it. I've been down some crazy, windy roads covered in fog, torrential downpours, blizzards. Like, I've been through all of that, you know. But the one thing I had that was amazing in my life that formed me into who I am today, and the person that I always looked up to and wanted to be like, was my mother. And my mom was fucking amazing. And there is not a day that goes by, because I'm going to tell you, my mom she would have been okay with it. I should have just told her. I should have just came out like, I'm not this little girl you want. I am a guy, and this is the way it is. And I want to sleep with women because I'm a straight guy. You know, like, right. That's just how it is. But I never had the balls to say it. I didn't want to disappoint her. And I didn't have the balls to even admit that I wanted to sleep with women. Never mind going into that other shit that I refused to think about because it was too much for me to even think about. Never mind communicate to somebody. I couldn't even handle processing the thought. I kept shoving it, you know. Mm-hmm. But she would have been okay with it. I know she would have been. She literally loved everybody. As long as you're not a piece of shit asshole, you're not like beating children or a woman or a murderer or a rapist or, you know, pretty much that was it. She loved everybody else, you know, and she just appreciated people for who they were. And
I mean, luckily I've been able to shape my mom's view of atheists by myself being kind and gentle.
Good.
You know, she doesn't say I'm without morals, but she is definitely disappointed that I don't share her beliefs anymore.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, before my mom passed away, when I was 16, I told her that I wanted to try different churches. And she said, okay, you know, no problem. So I had a friend that was a Mormon or whatever. I think she was I don't know. The ones that have to wear the skirts all the time. The girls can't wear pants.
Pentecostal?
I was heading towards Pentecostal. I didn't know if that was too much. But anyways, I went to a Pentecostal church. I went to a Methodist church. I went to a Baptist church. I went to a what's the holy roller people that get all crazy? I thought that was Pentecostal.
I thought that was Pentecostal.
You mean like the ones that like convulse on the floor?
Yeah, like the people that get up and sing and dance.
They're the ones that handle snakes and that kind of thing.
No, not that crazy. Not that crazy. You went about a mile too far down the road. Not that crazy. Just like get up, sing and dance, stand on their chairs, you know, stomping to the beat, singing, praise the Lord, hallelujah, all that shit. But anyways, not quite out that far. They weren't in a tent. They actually had a church. That shit's tent shit. Anyways, I went to all these different places, and I went back to her and I said, well, Mom, I went to this, that church. It was like 4 or 5 different churches. I know it was at least 4. And she said, okay, what'd you think? And I said, I don't think religion is for me. And she said, okay.
Wow.
That was it.
That was easy.
Yep. Yeah. Because my mom was always about, honesty is the best policy. And you can come to me with anything and we'll talk about it. And if you have a problem, come talk to me, because in the end, it's going to be better if you talk to me right away than I find out later. And not only am I having to help you, but I'm pissed off. So when I'm done helping you, I'm going to kick your ass. Basically is what she would say without saying kick your ass. Like it's going to come down on you, So if you tell me right away, I can help you and we can just bypass the anger. And I'm like, okay, cool. So with most things, when we were, except for the bad shit, sneaking out and getting fucking drunk and high and ended up waking up in a bed next to somebody and crawling out the window because it's like a coyote fuck. And you're like, what the hell are you doing? And you have to run home in the middle of the night and lay down. And you've been asleep for like an hour and your mom wakes you up and you're like, fuck, I got to go to church. I mean, we never told her about that stuff until when she was in the hospital. I confessed everything to her. I told her exactly who I had sex with, where it was, when it was, how old, the day. I told her everything. Told her everything. It's like, fuck it, I need to get this shit off my chest.
Oh, and by the way,
like this.
Ben, all the love to you, man. I'm sorry you got to deal with this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's bound to happen. Like, it's just, I mean,
just sucks.
One of these days, they're gonna find out that I've been on Talkie then. So, and then I'm going back on Talkie then.
Right.
That's gonna be something else.
And
like the fact that I'm
a bunch of other atheist shows as
on atheist shows, but especially the ACA is one that they're gonna be like, excuse me, what? Like,
yeah,
I'm surprised they haven't like figured out my entire friends list is like, are like very well-known atheists. Like,
and me. I'm on there too,
Well-
but I'm not under the well-known atheist ones. I'm down at the bottom somewhere.
But I mean, just thinking about things like, number one, would I abandon this community that's like taken me in like genuinely for people who clearly only want me if I believe what they do? Like, no.
Oh,
I'm not going to do that.
there it is.
And then
right.
And then like, am I going to just, up and change my belief system to appease my family? Like, is that going to make me believe that Sky Daddy exists? No. Like, that's not evidence. It's not going to convince me.
Joe, how the hell are you, buddy? I haven't seen you in like, I swear he pops around about every 2 or 3 months. He's just like, hey, what are you doing? I never know when I'm going to see him. Good to see you, man. Good dude. Yeah, no, I don't know, Ben. It's just, that's the problem with all this indoctrination that happens with religion. These people, and I'm not, let me start by saying, I don't think every religion in the world is horrible. There's some that are good and want peace and they try to love everybody and all that. I'm cool with those because they're just like what I do every day, but without a deity. I don't have one. So those I'm not against. I'm talking about the ones that are toxic, and we all know that list. They get so indoctrinated and they're sucked so far in and they're so biased. I mean, we're all biased. We all have our opinions. We all have our own thoughts and our own ideas about the way things are, the way things should be, whatever. But these people are like really, really biased because they're sucked so far into it. And the point I was trying to make before was that, these people, they start learning this from the time they're little. Most of them grew up in this environment and in this church environment. It's been hammered into their heads. The priest or preacher or minister or whatever he is has always been like this big, important figure at the front. And you listen to what he says. He fucking knows what he's talking about. Sometimes she. So, that's what happens. And it's kind of like, I was on Richard's channel last night. We were talking about this. It's just like with my dad. My dad was prejudiced and he always said these horrible things. And I got older and they kind of replayed in my head. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe he said that. You know what I mean? So it's still in your head, whether you believe it or not. It's still in your fucking head. And these people that believe it and it's in their head, still, please don't do that. That's disgusting, bro. You
I was
want to
showing
lick,
him
you
my
want to lick
soup.
Ben's soup? You guys do it backstage. I don't want to see that shit. Or stew or whatever he's calling it this week.
It's a soup. It's a soup.
But you know what I'm saying? Like that stuff gets stuck in your head. You get it wrote. It's like rote memorization. You know, you write down the alphabet 500 times, you're going to know the fucking alphabet. If you hear the same thing over and over and over again when you're a kid, that's what you're going to that's what's in your head. Some people don't know that they don't have to believe it. That I think is the problem. And they're so indoctrinated, so biased because the religion has literally brainwashed them.
And something like with this whole situation, like, okay, so you're gonna get mad that I'm an atheist, so you're gonna get mad and you're gonna like threaten relationships and stuff. Like, that's not gonna make me want to come back. There's one thing. There's literally one thing I've asked for, and it is evidence. Can you provide that? Like, that's literally all you have to do.
Right.
Is demonstrate that what you said is true. That's it. It's all I need from you.
I mean, I still get nightmares from the hell I was indoctrinated to believe. Even as an atheist, I still wake up with nightmares of hell because of indoctrination.
Yeah.
It is such a bitch.
See what I mean? It's in your head forever.
It messes you up.
You never get rid of that shit. It messes you up. You never get rid of that shit.
Well, and it's abuse too. Like, thinking about, like, I was a child, and I remember, like, distinctly on several occasions I had like re-prayed like the prayer you're supposed to do to like become a Christian. I had done that multiple times because I was so worried about going to hell. I was like, well, what if the last time didn't work? What if I wasn't sincere enough the last time? What if, like, and all these what ifs, like, what if it's not good enough that I did this the one time? Maybe I need to do it again just to make sure that I'm okay.
Right.
Like, it's traumatizing. Like, you're telling a child that they have to earn, like, if you're calling God like your father or whatever, giving him this parental relationship, and you're saying that this child has to earn that parental love, what is that teaching your kid about their self-worth? That's teaching them that they have, that it's about what they do and what they say that gets them any value. That's dangerous, and that is abuse.
Absolutely. I agree.
Why are we doing this to children and saying that it's okay?
Probably
but not a sky wizard. Yeah, like I said, Joe, there's a difference between believing in a higher power and being stuck in these religions the way some of these people are. We have lots of people in the community that aren't even atheists, and they hang out with all of us because they believe in certain things but aren't against religion. So they hang out with us and talk what kind of shit that indoctrinated religion is, because they know it's bullshit, and they're still religious people.
Well, yeah, I mean, Holy Spackle's a deist, and she hangs out with us all the time. Richard's not religious per se, but Richard has some spiritual views, and he hangs out with us, and
he is a heretical theist.
Yes. So, like, we don't mind people who disagree with us. We don't mind having the conversations.
Cynthia McDonald's, what is she? She's Buddhist, correct?
I think so.
Cynthia McDonald is. Yeah, I think she's Buddhist. But there's all kinds of people in our community. That's my point, you know. And we have different points of view, but they're not like coming from the Baptist church trying to get in with our community. You know, I don't know why I did that. But where I grew up, it was a bunch of Baptist and Methodist churches, and the people all had like horrible redneck accents.
I mean, hey, one of my best friends from this community is a Christian. It's Eddie Kroom from Brute Facts Podcast. He sent me my microphone that I sometimes get a chance to use if my laptop cooperates.
The latest update I have on that, Krabby, is this. No, first of all, we're not all going to die.
The latest update.
Okay? It's gonna get really ugly. This is all what my brother says. This is not my opinion. I just want to clear that up right now. It's gonna get really ugly, and some people will die. And people that pay attention and take care of their shit and be in the right area when the shit goes down, you'll be fine. And by the way, you're fine where you're at. So
that's
don't worry
not
about
so vague and going to happen.
also
Right.
not this summer, but it is soon.
Sorry, Mr.
As
B.
in, well, I don't want to freak people out. This is what my brother says. So we're looking about a year and a half, is what he says.
I'll add
No,
it to
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure
Joe
the sun
wants a
will eat
link.
the Earth in 4 billion years, not in this summer. We're safe.
It's not about that. It has nothing to do with the sun.
Joe wants a link if it's an
But you'd
open
have
mic.
to talk to him. It's a lot. It's a lot, bro. It's a lot.
sure.
And I'm not gonna sit here and preach it because then people are gonna be like, "Oh, Beck believes that." No, I don't. I agree with about 8-ish% of what my brother has ever told me that could be true, but I never said I believed it. It just sounds plausible to me. And if what he has told me I see and realize, holy fuck, he's right, I'll tell all you guys. You'll have notice, okay? Don't worry. We'll do a big
we'll be
stream about it. No, we won't be dead for a few more days after that. There won't be death yet. Everybody's got a couple days from the time of the first sign. Everybody has a couple days to get their shit together.
Okay.
I don't know if it's true or not, Stool. I'm just repeating what he said.
No, you're just asking questions.
I don't know.
How's your long, shiny throbber stool?
It's not very good. I was going to show you pictures earlier, but you seem to be busy.
I bought a new truck on
great,
ATS.
Yeah, I spent an hour trying to get into this thing, but my potato has
That's right,
gone
Crabby.
so potato. I don't even know if you can hear me. I'm having
We
such
can hear
potato
you. We can hear
problems.
you,
Yeah.
Stool. We can hear you.
You sound fine, Sunshine.
I'm just worried in case I don't sound sexy.
Well, I mean, can we not go there right now?
You sound sexy, Stool. You always sound
Yes,
sexy.
you always sound as
Hot.
sexy. You sound as sexy now as you always do. How about that?
Okay, that doesn't. Okay, I see what you're doing.
You're-
Just take it.
So is your hat. So is your hat.
I love my new hat. It's wonderful.
I love my hat.
Oh, I like your hat.
Thank you. Your hat's amazing.
Yours is more amazing.
Stool hat.
Joe, super sexy, bro. See, Ben, I don't think these two know what Joe looks. Joe's like a tall ass freaking black dude that's been through fucking the shit in the hood. He's
Oh yeah,
such a
I think I
cool
met.
dude.
Because I've met Joe Cool. I think.
Yeah, he came on.
Yeah.
He came on right after you started
Yeah.
hanging out with me a few
Mhm.
months back. Yeah, oh god,
He's the
actually,
one that
it
does
was
like the recording
6
stuff.
months ago. Yeah,
Yeah.
So this is what Joe does. Just so you guys, any of you guys that don't know, you should absolutely go subscribe. It's really, really good shit. So he's got him and a few buddies, and during like the BLM protests and stuff, he traveled all around the United States, all up and down the East Coast. He's from Chicago, and he traveled like all the way down to Florida and went through Georgia, Atlanta, blah blah blah, and like recorded all this stuff. So what he does is if he's got a police scanner. And when he hears that they're going to stop somebody, he runs over to check it out and he records it so they can't do anything wrong. And he stands as close as he possibly can. And sometimes they push him back and they'll put a tape up in front of him and shit. Be like, that's far enough, you know. But they all know him. And he's like, hey, what's up, man? They're like, hey, what's up? You know, like they see him so much. They pretty much all know him. And they know he's going to push their buttons, and they know he knows the laws, and they know he's recording them. And they fucking, for the most part, they fly right and just keep looking at him like, shit, this guy's still fucking standing there. But they can't do anything. It's our American given right to do exactly what he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Do you appreciate that, Joe? Was that a good description, buddy? Yeah, he's I can't even remember where I found him. Somehow, I think it popped up on one of those suggestions, and it was just like showed the cops and shit. And I was like, oh, I want to see this, man. What's going on with that dude? You know, because they were arresting some fucking black dude, and I was like, they better not fucking hurt that dude. You know, like fuck, they got him on camera, right? And this was like before the BLM shit hit, before George Floyd. This was like a year or so before that, and yeah, and I bumped into him. He's got like, Joe, how many people you've got following you now, man? Like a shit ton. I don't even know. All right, grab it. I'm gonna delete it. soon as you got it, man. $50,000. He's only got 50,000 followers, subscribers.
Only 50,000.
Only 50.
Small channel.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, just he's a little guy.
Yeah, a little channel.
He's not too big yet. He'll get there eventually. Yeah. Okay.
God damn, it's cold out
Anyways,
here.
are
Yeah,
you
'cause Kyle's
outside
in the
or
garage.
in your garage?
My garage is occupied at the moment, so I am on my back porch, and it's like 40
Oh.
degrees.
You're outside.
What's up, fucker? How you doing?
Good, guys. It's good.
Crazy bastard. What's going on, man?
I
How you been?
love the conversation. I love that theoretical, hypothetical stuff. I love the religion stuff. I've never even been to church, by the way, but I love the conversation. I'm an avid reader. I love everything you cats are saying. It sucks. that I don't come
But you're
around more.
spiritual.
I am absolutely spiritual. I absolutely believe
Yeah.
there's a God, like 100%. And I think I can prove it if you cats will indulge me. You know, I'm a fan of science, quantum physics in particular. I think I could prove that
All right.
there's a divine
Give us
intelligence.
the case.
Oh, damn.
Uh-oh,
Lost him
someone's-
again.
Yeah.
No, that's all good. He'll pop
Oh,
in
he'll
and
come
out.
back.
Go ahead, Joe.
Yes. If you're a fan of science, we'll go to scientific way. There's plenty of evidence, in my opinion. But we'll go to scientific way. If you're a fan of quantum physics, you'll see that what they've been finding out is that the person doing the experiment has a hand on the outcome. They'll have people. The definition of science at the regular level is that anyone can repeat the same experiment, experiment, and get the same results. That's the definition of it. Otherwise, it's not science. It's not fact. Well, here, if I want the dice to roll 6 above more, it'll happen for me. If the other guy doing experiments wants a certain outcome, it'll happen for him. So they put forward some tests to see just how much we have on these things, and it appears that the human has an effect on matter around him. Now, here's the one that I want to talk about. The light slit experiment is very famous. You can find it anywhere. What they did is they put photon detectors. First of all, they put a slit in a piece of paper. You shine a light at it, and it lines up on the wall behind the paper as a line. If you made it the shape of a keyhole, the light would take the shape of a keyhole. They put photon detectors on it, and this is the base example. And when the human looks away, the light does something different. It moves around, it turns into a wavy circle. As the human is looking back at it, it lines back up. Which tells me, true story, which tells me it's performing, behaving for the human, right? That's what I get out of it. No, go
We
ahead.
got people pushing. We got people pushing back.
Yeah.
But I don't think that because what we're seeing too is the observer effect. But there's not really evidence that the observer effect points in any way towards supernatural or a deity. It just shows that when someone's essentially interacting, because observation is interaction. When you're interacting, there's one thing that happens, and when you're not interacting, another thing happens. It shows a context.
Yeah.
I don't think that points towards there being anything supernatural.
Okay, I go for that. So the human looking at it, why would it change? You're saying
Well,
maybe
it doesn't. The observer effect doesn't have anything to do with you actually looking with your eyes. It has to do with the measurement of the system.
Oh, well, in this light slit experiment, it's the same measurement. When I don't see how that changes anything. A human looks at it. He doesn't have to interact. He doesn't touch a thing. He's not.
The
actually
observer
doing a
effect
thing.
is the detector, not the person.
Okay, so if we're going by what you say, the detector, no matter who looks at it, the light will line up for that person.
See, I want Mage to come in and be able to say this, because I'm not a physicist, so I'm not good with the words on that.
Yeah.
But I know there's not really a way to connect that, because even if that was true, and even if observing would change the outcome, that still doesn't lead to a supernatural cause.
I will give you that. I was just getting started. I will give you that. I just wanted the acknowledgement that it is behaving because of a thing the human does. Could you give me that?
I'll let you debate that with the physicist, because I'm not.
Okay.
It's not my area. I do medicine and biology, so I will debate the biology all day. But I don't want to step on someone else's toes and get the physics wrong.
And I appreciate your
But-
honesty. Conventional physics, though, do not even resemble quantum physics. In fact, when Einstein died, he was working on that. Those were some of the papers on his desk, and his desk was a mess. He had a bunch of shit on there, but he was trying to rationalize conventional physics with quantum physics. They are two different animals, two different beasts. When people tell you, if you want to see something as a simulation, the way to find out is you zoom in on it. You zoom in and it'll pixelate. It won't be as sharp. And it turns out that it looks like this life is a simulation, because when you zoom in on a quantum level, all the rules change, right? I mean, all of them. Like on conventional physics, I take a glass, I drop it, it shatters into pieces smaller than itself. In quantum physics, you slam two pieces into themselves, and all the pieces that they create will be the same size as the original. Stuff that doesn't make sense. You take a coffee cup and you look at it and it says Joe Cool, and you spin it around 360 degrees, you're supposed to be looking at Joe Cool again. But on a quantum level, you may be looking at a side angle or the back. The laws change. Yeah.
So here's what I want to push with this one. Because I think we're having an issue here with context and the fact that maybe we expect one thing to happen universally.
Yeah.
But a lot of times you do see different results in different contexts. And if you see something behave one way in one context, it might not behave the same way in another context. It doesn't mean that it's breaking the physics. It just means that there's a context and some variables that we didn't analyze before.
All right, granted, I'll give you another one that they did to prove it. They did the experiment where they would take plants and they would take a control group that no one would say anything to. And then they take a group and they'd have people wish bad things upon that group. They'd take another group and they'd have those people wish that those plants grew healthy.
This is biology. I got this.
Yes. So
this is biology. This is my thing.
And sure enough, those who wish bad on the plants, those plants grew less, and those who wish we're not talking about touching here, not talking about touching or talking to, just wishing changed the outcome.
So when we're talking about the outcome of this study, so we have our two groups. We have one group where the plants were told certain things, and the other group where the plants were not told anything at all. Is that kind of what happened?
And the group where they were told positive things. Yes, 3 groups.
Okay. So even if there's a difference between those groups,
sorry, not told, just wished from a different room,
okay.
Not allowed to speak to the plants.
So even if we have a difference, let's say I have a few groups of people and I separate them out. One group of people ate peanut butter every single day for a week.
Yeah.
And another group didn't.
Yeah.
And I wanted to evaluate if peanut butter had an effect on the heart rates of all these people. I think peanut butter will increase your heart rate.
That's a bad
No, listen.
Yeah.
No, listen to where I'm going.
Yeah.
So I do that study and I calculate it out and I find out that the group that ate the peanut butter did in fact have a higher average heart rate than the control group.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I didn't prove anything there because it might be different, but it's not significantly different. It needs to be statistically.
Anyway.
Exactly. There are variables, and I need to correct for the bias, but I also need to determine the likelihood of my answer being a coincidence.
Yes.
Because there's still a chance, right, that I got that result.
Yes.
But it might have been an accident that I got that.
Agreed.
So with the study like that, with the plants, you can demonstrate a difference, but they can't demonstrate that it's significant or that it wasn't a coincidence. I need verification.
Wait. What if you do it a million times and a million times? The people who say positive, it happens positive. The people who say negative, they grow less. Even if it's a minuscule
all I'm hearing
amount.
is that plants are sensitive to shitty people versus good people.
Thoughts, yes.
That's all
I'm trying
hearing.
to go with it's thoughts and not
So
matter.
are we.
That's where I'm trying to go with this. Yeah.
So if you did it, let's say you replicated the study 1,000 times and you got the same result, sure, more likely it would be significant. More than likely you would have demonstrated
All right.
that
Well,
claim.
let
However,
me continue.
we have the one study.
No, we do not have the one study. I know what study you're talking about. They put this to the test. They did it with dice. They did it with electric. They was like, maybe the people are touching the dice wrong. So they came up with a computer that then they say, you people wish for 6 and lower, you people wish for 7 to 12 on a dice. And what the people wanted would happen.
Did the dice people do this test at Vegas? Have you ever heard of Vegas?
Did they get paid for it?
No, have they done it in Vegas? Because there's a little small problem with your hypothesis here, because
Yeah.
apart from
Well,
it being
there's-
utter bullshit.
There's multiple criteria that we need to analyze to determine causality. So statistical
Agreed.
significance is pretty important. But let me pull up. I actually want to do a video on this because this is
Okay.
super important. The Bradford Hill causal criteria, and I'll keep it pretty general. But a few criteria that will point you towards a likelihood of it actually being a causal relationship. So the strength of the association. So if you do this and you generate a correlation and your R is pretty close to 1, it's almost impossible that you're going to get an R of exactly 1. But if your R is very, very close to 1, more than likely it's going to be causal because the relationship is so similar.
I was
But
with you.
can't-
What is an R?
Oh, the R value is just how well correlated is the data.
Okay.
So if I had a line that's a straight line
Gotcha.
on a graph,
Yeah.
the closer you're, and you plot out all of your individual data points,
Yeah.
if R is close to 1, that means it almost exactly follows
I
that
get that.
line.
I get that.
But if it doesn't line up, if they're kind of spread out, it probably doesn't really correlate. So we have
That's
that.
a given. That goes without being said, though, right? Of
But that's
course.
only one. That's only one criteria. So you can't only go off of strength of the correlation, because we know that you can have a correlation that does not relate to the causation.
Of course.
And-
Chaos theory and all of that shit.
Yeah. So that's why we rely on these other ones. So consistency.
To put it on a more simple level, because this is a lot of, I'm not going to say the word, why isn't every single casino in Vegas bankrupt, according to your whatever
It's
it is?
probably because of, I can't remember.
And here we go.
It's probably, I'm trying to zoom in and remember people's name. SDB. And I'm so high I can barely even read.
Oh, you can call me Ben.
Okay,
You can call me Ben.
Ben, is it Dr. Ben? Are you the Dr. Ben?
Yeah, that's me.
Hey, what's good, baby? Oh shoot, I'm about to lose train of thought. I'm happy to see you. Oh fuck, I was looking for you last
No, we're
time
having
I
a
was
great
here.
we're having a
You
great
weren't here.
talk. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying this.
Yes. You were saying that why isn't everybody in Vegas? It would probably be like Ben's talking about. It's a small thing. I'm just talking about trying to find the reality. I don't know the guy who can go in there. There are probably a few exceptions who apparently seem to be able to play dice. I've seen guys that can do a pass 27 times in a row. And that's supposed to be statistically impossible because he believes it. In my mind, it's because he believes he's actually controlling the dice. You believe a thing, it makes it true. That's what these experiments seem to be saying. The reason they created string theory, M theory, membrane theory, all of these things is to rationalize.
It's
Go
the
ahead.
person who can think the dice to do what he wants. Is he now supreme king of the world who solved cancer, stopped wars?
Maybe in
the richest
another
person on the planet.
5,000 years when he reaches his
Oh,
full
it takes
potential or
5,000
something.
years for
I
your
have no
dreams to
idea.
actually come true. Okay.
No. And if you want to be smart and sarcastic, I live in that territory, by the way. If you want to do that, I'm
He's just
comfortable
British.
there.
Well, he's stool. He is stool.
Yeah, he is. You have to okay, Joe. You have to explain Stool. He is forever sarcastic, always trying to get a laugh, and he's a really good dude, but you would never know it because he's so sarcastic all the
I
time.
love it. He reminds me of another British friend of mine that challenges me to no end, especially on this stuff because he doesn't believe in it. He reminds me of another good friend of mine. Listen, I'm a good guy. I would not harm you. If I return the favor, it's just me being me, right? I wouldn't do anything low in real life. So I'm just telling more than you. I may get sarcastic as well. Okay. No, I'm not saying that your dreams come true when you suddenly can do these things. I'm saying that there's true scientific evidence done by people whose whole intent was to disprove the theory, and all they've been able to do is prove that it exists and that they were wrong.
Well, so I would need to see the studies themselves, and because like I'm not going to go through all the criteria because I want to do a whole video on it. But like there are many factors that I could see playing into it and making this less likely than it seems.
Ben,
but
you
also,
know that these are all scientists doing this. They are familiar with these things, and they would have taken precautions, safeguards, and they're trying to use them.
Well, but there are scientists that have bias too. Like we all have bias, and there's scientists that publish studies that are falsified, and we can't appeal to authority and just say that a scientist did it, so it's a good study, right?
That's why it's a good thing that so many people who are so stuck in conventional physics have been trying to disprove it. These are not people trying to prove it's true. These are people trying to disprove it, and they're finding out that they were wrong. And the more people do it, this isn't a new science anymore. They've discovered the Higgs boson and all that bull crap. They've written books about it. You'll see it in the mind of God if you can discover this particle. It's called the God particle. I was in the 90s. It's 2022. This thing has been well studied, man. And I read every physics book, quantum physics books in my freaking library because I'm old. So I actually read paper. This is well documented stuff, man. When I was a kid,
Well, I was just going to say, what are you saying all of this proves? Is it supernatural elements to the world? Is it like a divine reality? Is it a god?
I think it's us. It's going to turn out that it's us. There'll be some divine architect who we call God, or religions call God, at the top of this. But it looks like we are all instilled with power that leaves our body that we are unaware of. You think that our stuff only extends to our skin. It looks like our thoughts and everything. Another piece of science that points to that is they call it spooky action at a distance, or a quantum entanglement is the real name for it. They'll take two photons and divide them, and you can move one to the other side of the world. And when you move this one simultaneously, they don't seem to be connected, but the other one moves the same exact way. That tells you there are things that can happen. My mind can touch Ben's, even at these vast distances. These things are possible, is all I'm saying. I'm not trying to say, give you they are absolutely proven. I'm just trying to give you the possibility right now of this thing. When I was a kid, they asked me, if a tree falls in a forest, does it make a sound? I thought, why would you ask such an insane question? Now I believe there is no way. If a tree falls in a forest and a human is not there to see it on videotape or hear it, no, it does not make a sound. It doesn't even occur.
That's interesting. That's interesting.
See, I would push back and say that it does, because of the fact that we know that. Well, because we know that sound comes from waves. It comes from physical interactions that produce movement.
Very good.
And I think that movement still happens even without an observer. It would still happen. We would just not know about it.
Here is my premise. If you're playing a video game, please tell me you play like shooters or something so I can give an exact.
I play video games, yeah.
All right, we'll go with Resident Evil, Call of Duty, or whatever. You're on board number one. Do you really think the rest of the game is playing off in the background somewhere, or is it waiting for that human to come to activate? I'm saying that,
but that's not analogous.
Different. Yeah, it's a bit.
That's not analogous.
That is exactly the way it works. These things don't even happen if a human isn't there. The entire world universe was all made. The stars disappear.
I just what
happened?
Because the sound is produced no matter what.
I'm disagreeing.
How did the world function before humans existed?
I don't know how it functioned before human existed.
Because if we have evidence that at least other animals and plants and bacteria and things existed long before humans. So do humans need to be here to interact with it? Because we see that the world's been happening without us.
Yes, and it's the same way that if you were playing that video game and you went over there and the kid who you met earlier in the game, according to the game's rules, had aged, and now the kid's 12 years old, and you're telling me, well, obviously it happened when you weren't there. No, the game put down clues to make you think it happened. Her hair is long as she's tall. It wants you to think that. In the case of the animals and trees, those things would have been there and happened for us to discover later on, or they never happened and they would have appeared when we appeared. All of those fossils, all of these things, if it was not necessary for them to occur, they would have been there to make this simulation complete. This is where I'm going with this. I know it's
This
far
sounds
out.
like solipsism.
Yeah, you're saying it's a simulation.
I'm saying
the
this is a
reality
simulation. This is a temporary thing, and we move on to a whole different place. This is just a simulation. It plays
So-
by the same rule.
Okay.
It's a waste of
Okay.
energy to have that tree fall if no human is around, and no one wastes energy,
What
even God.
what of us moves on? What are you saying? Yeah,
love
what
you
part of
guys.
us moves
well,
on?
Well, scientifically, we know that energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only change forms, right? So theoretically, if there is a soul and its energy, it will, by physical laws that we know of, move on. Your human body won't. Your stuff will be in the ground, but whatever it is, it makes you will move on. It was probably here before, and it'll probably be after. That's just the laws of energy.
Well, we
But
know
like-
that human energy comes from ATP, and we know that can
What's ATP?
be stored and used, and we know
What's
that it's
ATP?
physical.
What's ATP?
ATP?
Yeah.
Adenosine
is it?
triphosphate.
Oh, thank you for clearing that up.
that wasn't you didn't get that
And
one.
that
Come on.
Well, it's how your body works at all. Your brain functions with ATP. Anything that's done with an active process, it's a way to store energy in a molecular form so that you can function. We have evidence that ATP is responsible for muscle contraction. It's responsible for really any process in your body that requires energy input is through ATP. And we know that if you don't have this ATP, then you can't function. And when you die, you don't have this ATP.
I can't speak
able to be
intelligently upon
used.
it, because if that's
So-
the first time hearing it.
So, I mean, my understanding with the biology is that they're like, because I don't think a soul exists at all. I think that it's a function of the brain, and so when you die, you're no longer using that ATP. You're no longer
Ben,
functioning.
Ben,
Like-
I'm going to change a little bit. I need you to stay with me, and
Okay.
I need you to believe that what I'm telling you is true.
Why do I need to? Why do I need to believe before the evidence comes?
Well,
I
I'm gonna
don't feel
tell you what-
inclined to believe it until the evidence is presented
I'm
to
going
me.
to tell you a story, and
Remember, you're talking to skeptics.
I love it. I prefer this. I'm that knucklehead. Are you crazy? I wouldn't have it any fucking other way. I'm so glad that an actual biologist on panel. Are you shitting me? I couldn't have picked a better day. All right. Shit. I might have lost where I was going with this shit. Fuck. It'll come back to
You
me.
wanted me to believe you about something.
Yes, thank you. Okay, I got a friend, and you said it. I live in the drug field, so and I just stopped selling drugs and shit, like within the last 5 years, and stopped using drugs and all of that bullshit. So a lot of this is new to me. But a friend of mine, he's the chief of a gang around here, Vice Lords, if you heard of him, a section of them folk on the hustlers. He's the chief. He is the most powerful man in the United States. And he got out of jail. He know I'm a good guy. He got out of jail, and he said, I was telling all my friends in jail about you. I'm going to be a good guy. So I'm going to start hanging with you. And here's what happened. I killed all those people I had to kill. I murdered that old lady. I murdered the guy who killed my brother. I murdered this guy. Now I'm ready to be a good guy. All right. So he picks me up at my girlfriend's house. I tell him I have a book that I've read, Divine Revelations of Hell, and it strikes me as true. You got to read it. He's not a reader, but he's like, all right, I'll check it out. I don't know, a week later, we're in the car. He's picked me up from my girlfriend's house. We're going back to where I hustle and sell drugs. And I thought, I reached down to pick up the book. Didn't even tell him what it was and all that. And I put it in his lap, say, you check this out. He starts screaming, what is that? Get it away, get it away. Screaming at the top of his lungs like it's burning him. I pick up the book. I say, it's just a book. I put it in his lap. He returns to scream, what are you doing to me? Get it away, get it away. And I take a book away from him. He said, what the hell is that? He says, it's just a book. Keep it away from me. Assuming what I'm saying is true, what could account for that if we're not talking about good and evil?
I've no idea.
So
what the
real
point-
quick,
What's the question?
real quick before we get into that, also I want to tell SR that good choice in beer, but also our favorite and the only dick allowed in this group is here, and also is SR just a young Dick Dawson?
Right?
We
secular.
might be the same person. Yeah.
I would be
God,
we
quiet
might
for a
be.
while. I'd love to hear.
SR, have you met Dick Dawson yet?
I don't know.
SR is a
We've
good
been on
friend of Dick.
either way. Yeah.
Dick-
Me,
so-
me and
Dick
Dick,
is,
we're super
We're
knowledgeable.
tight. We're
So
tight.
for anybody that doesn't know, right below me is SR, right? And then over on this side of SR, that's my dick. So
All right.
I want to introduce my dick to everybody.
That's good, guys.
Do you wanna
So
switch?
he's
You
on
want to switch places with me and Dick just so that it's a little bit more.
Then it would be more accurate.
It would just I just whatever.
I'll be
Hey,
hanging out
here's
where I
Dick.
belong, you know.
I'm gonna shill really quick for Dick because and when I say shill, Dick Dawson's on a show called The Shills,
He's a big dick.
so you should watch that. It's a great show.
All right,
Thank you.
If you guys post these links in there, I'll pick up my
Aren't
other
you like
phone and
6'3", Dick?
sub you all up.
Me 6'1".
Oh, 6'1", whatever. Still
Yeah,
big dick.
yeah.
Can you
And now
guys
the
put your
discussion can
channel links?
continue, but I just wanted to.
Yeah, and
I
I'd
wanted
like
to
to hear
let
from the
Dick
new
in.
guys on panel. If you've been listening, what your opinion is, and before we do that, can you guys start putting your links in? I'll get my other phone, and I'll sub you all up.
On it, Joe, for sure. 1 second, because I
I'm not
came
going
in
anywhere.
when my drink was dry, and a sacrilege,
Yeah.
right?
Why are you
I
leaving?
need
I'm
another
kicking
beer,
you
too.
out. I'm kicking you out till you have another beer. That's it. You come back.
I
when
need
you're ready
another
to
beer
come
for
back.
this conversation.
What has SR got in his goblet?
Oh,
What's in your goblet, my man?
He's cracking
this
up
is
down
a 6.7 milk stout.
Ooh.
It's from it's a smaller brewery. I don't know where. I don't think it's local to me. No, this is in Louisiana. This is a Louisiana.
Very sexy.
Brewery.
You'll notice how I'm leaning forward.
Yeah.
'cause
Mine's a
I'm an
Guinness.
idiot, and I think I can smell it.
Mine's a Guinness.
Mine is homemade decaf Cafe Verona.
Nice one, Mr.
In your
B.
own
all
mug.
good.
In your own mug, bro.
I know. Yeah, I put it in the V
Oh
mug.
yeah.
Yeah.
No,
By the way, I
SR, you
sell
should.
these.
My
You
big
should
shiny,
actually. I'd love to. And Dick's back.
my big shiny
But
thing.
I
is
would-
full
I would
of
actually-
coffee, so-
We keep clicking the button at the same time. We got to stop doing that. No, but I would actually. I would love to
Just
see.
go, Ben. I'll just stop controlling my channel. You take over, buddy. It's fine. I'm just gonna sit here and get done.
I've taken over. No, but I would love to see SR do some stuff with the shills though at some point. Like that'd be a great combination.
Yeah.
They do a
Not
lot
to-
more like
Not to
flat
like put you
earth
on the
stuff
spot or
lately,
anything, Dick,
but-
with your channel and your show and everything.
No, I do this to people all the time, so I can appreciate the maneuver. It's all good, trust me. But you really
Besides,
should.
he loves getting new people on that are brilliant. You'll fit right in because you're sarcastic and funny,
said
and
brilliant,
you know your
so-
shit. You'll fit right in with them. I can't get in half the time because
Well,
I'm not as smart as those guys. So I shut my fucking mouth.
secular, small minds amuse easy, right? So come on. I mean, in this
Damn.
company, we're like fucking
What? What
geniuses,
happened?
right?
Damn, brutal.
What happened? I missed
He
something.
say small minds use easily.
Now Joe gets it. That's why I did that.
Okay.
What happened? Was it fun?
Terrible.
I want to do it.
That's terrible.
I didn't
No,
get the
especially if
joke.
you like SR, especially if you like debunking like flat Earth and weird stuff. Like the shills are always covering like
Yeah,
the
I
weirdest
do.
of the weird stuff.
Do.
That's what you
We
the
are-
right guy to be on this panel. You can help them debunk God. I'm trying to give evidence of.
Oh, really? All right
yes.
then. Yeah, let's play.
All right.
Yeah.
Dick, how familiar are you good at physics?
I can try. a different approach.
I understand physics in a way that I have just enough knowledge to help laymen follow along because I watch all of those shows and try to read the more basic papers and stuff that come out. And like for me, it's all based around like cosmology is my big interest. So you get a lot that way, right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Because I don't know the physics as well, so I'm like I don't want to like say
I'm
things
not
that aren't accurate.
I'm not
but-
AB science or anything, but I can probably pull some of the shit out of my butt that he's said
You're
over
probably-
time.
you're
So I
probably
bet we'll be
better
all
than-
right.
Yeah,
You're probably
I'll
a step
leave
up from me at
I
least.
can
So
leave the
that's
physics shit.
something.
I can leave the
Well, I don't know
quantum
about that
physics
now.
shit. I can leave that area. I can go a different freaking approach. Do you guys believe that there are rules out here? So like karma, what goes around comes around. Do you guys believe in that?
No.
Oh my God, you suck.
I would.
Action
there's lots
equal
of
reaction, like
coincidences.
those types of laws.
I think
type
there's a
things,
lot
but-
of coincidences in the world, and because we strive for something better and hope there's something after this, it's like if you're in a bad mood and you don't see flowers, you're in a good mood, you see the sun and the flowers. You know what I'm saying?
I totally understand. And that's a great argument.
That's what I think it is. That's what I think
it's.
And we all have hope. We all want. None of us want to like just die one day. And like atheists aren't like, yay, we get to die and nothing happens. You know,
listen, you guys. Anyone
who had this LSD trip?
Just accept it.
Anyone who doesn't believe in God, tell me this: would you murder a person for $500,000? Shoot a kid in the head?
No.
Why not?
No.
Why not? It's advantage. It's $500,000.
It's immoral. It's wrong.
Moral.
It has nothing to do with God.
Very good.
Because I don't believe in causing other people to suffer.
Very good. Morality. Morality.
No, but not even pulling out morality, because like that gets so into the weeds. But I don't think, because knowing I don't like to suffer.
Yeah.
Knowing that I don't like to suffer, I don't want other people to suffer either.
All right, good heart. Whatever these things are, that sky wizard that people identify as God, that is not him. God is forgiving, mercy, patience. This is God. He's been misidentified. They didn't define him.
My
properly.
brother would agree with you on that.
Where do you get those attributes from, Joe? Where do you get the how did you come across those? Like when I think of, like, if somebody says to me like a Corvette has 4 wheels on the ground made of rubber, it has this type of seat, like I get that from like the manufacturer's model. Where do you get those attributes from?
I guess I gotta be a little honest here, and again, it's about to get weird.
Let's do it. Hey, Stool and Dick are here. What are you talking about? It's weird.
It's already been weird. Stool is Dick Dawson's shoes, so
you guys should know where I'm coming from with this. When I was young, another true story, Ben. We're about to have the same conversation about truth or not, but this is a true story. I kind of need you to believe it. I don't think you'll doubt me. You might. I was with a friend. Just happens to be another guy who murdered a lot of people. And this was on a night he killed a whole family. And he left the kid alive. It was a little girl. And she knew him because he knew the family. But he couldn't bring himself to kill her. And he gets back home that day and he tells me the story. He's like, I guarantee you feds will be at this door at the a.m. That night when I tried to lay down and go to sleep, when I closed my eyes, I saw a waterfall. Heavy foliage. I was in a valley, the rushing waters, the colors were different. It's like when you have a dream and you wake up and you be like, how did I believe that shit was real? That's how this place will. The colors, red is not red here. Green is not green here. The colors were different. They were real over there. And I wonder, how did I fall for this? And when I opened my eyes, I'm back here. And for, I don't know, a couple days or something, whenever I closed my eyes longer than a blink, I was transported to the same place, realer than what we're looking at now. And I could not daydream. I could not do anything. And I passed out from exhaustion. And I woke up in a hospital. But while I was asleep in that hospital, the doctor said I was near death. I told my family that he was in and out. And it was true. When I was over here, I could hear their voices and things. They were sticking me, poking me, putting stuff in my eyes. And then I'd go back over there. And those guys taught me things, and they told me lessons, and they told me how to get back in touch with them. There were 3, you can't call them people over there, but 1 feminine and 2 males. One of them was like the guy in the top right here. He would say stuff to test you and that type of thing. And over there, they taught me some things, and the values of good and not hurting people and those things. So I might be coming from a different point of view, is why I told that story.
So is this a script that you like pushed to Frank Zappa to try to make a movie with him or something? Is like, I just want to make sure I'm grounded here, right? I don't even
tell you that. I don't even tell people the story.
I'm just fucking with you, man.
I know. I'm okay. I got thick skin. But I don't even fucking tell his story because it sounds so crazy. But I must, and in transparency, I got to tell you that I'm coming from that weird place. And they also told me 3 things would occur before. I didn't tell you the story. 3 things would occur before I came back here. And they also said this is hell. This is one of the hells. And at the end of it, They laid me, and I've never been to church. I never read the Bible, didn't even believe in those things. They laid me in a pool of cool water. They poured water over my head. I heard a baby crying. And I thought, oh my God, does this mean I'm about to be born again? And I'm going to forget all that I've learned. And I woke up in ICU. And the first thing I said, where are the kids? Where are all these damn babies crying? I said, this is ICU. There are no children allowed on this floor. And then the three things that they told me that happened, my family came in and told me I threw up blood, this, that, and the other. And then the third thing, which I don't even remember, occurred later on. It's like they were telling me this to solidify it. And so me to know, don't you wake up and come over here and say that this didn't happen.
Right.
They made things happen that I could not even be aware of here in this world. Yeah.
Well, student Dr. Ben, I'd like to pass it over to you quick and just mention what the brain can do in self-defense when the body's under medical distress.
I'm a fan. I'm a huge reader. I've heard of
this is my channel now, apparently, but also.
Man,
but you know where I'm going here, right?
I love you like a son, young man. Go ahead.
Yeah, and I won't discount your experience. I believe
Ben,
that
you don't have to answer that question because I've done it. They taught me how to meditate, and they'll come to me, and I've done it many times. I've had friends around. I'll have them stand at different distances to me, and they can hear the conversation at a certain distance, and another distance they cannot. It's not like this shit only happened one time.
Yeah, no, but I don't disbelieve that you had an experience. I think that you experienced this, and I'm not gonna discredit the thing that you experienced.
Yeah.
But what Dick was saying is that the brain is really funny, and it does really funny things, especially when we're under stress. And we don't remember details very well at all. And our brain loves to take shortcuts. Like,
sounds great for that one incident. That sounds
have you heard
great
of
for that if it only happened once? How do you explain it happened many times?
No, here's where I'm getting at it with this. Have you heard of something called heuristics?
No, not unless I would assume it has something to do with heresy. So no, I haven't.
Well, heuristics are basically ways that the brain makes shortcuts. It's a way to make a pattern.
I'm very familiar.
Like when you see
it'll fill in things that aren't there.
It's like when you see a constellation, you see dots. You don't actually see a bear.
I understand.
But your brain fills in the pieces because of So our brains do that with circumstances and events that happen. Like we'll make a pattern even when there isn't necessarily one there. And so we have to be careful of looking back on an event and then thinking that there was a pattern because it might have been a correct pattern. But how do I differentiate that from that pattern versus one that my brain fabricated?
That would hold if it was one event.
Joe, can I address that?
Yes, by that scale, though, you can't even be sure you have a job. I can say your brain fills in things. The best thing we have is that it was repeated many times.
Yeah, but hold on, Joe.
Your brain can.
Let me address the repeated thing, though, because it's very, very well known. I mean, I started rocking and rolling in the mid 80s, and then I was on tour in bands all through into the 90s and all through, Joe. So I have some experience with party nights and so on and so forth, right? And I know through experience and through other people's stories as well, once you lock into one really cool vision, if it's like mushrooms, LSD, yada, yada, so forth and whatnot, that will recur and come back to you under the same buzz at a different time. And so if under a medical stress situation, there was a vision thing happening and so on, I can see that coming back in later situations where, right?
Yeah, I totally understand and believe me when I understand. I'm a fan of these things. However, that argument doesn't hold because I've included friends sober. So if I'm revisiting it because I've been there and I tell them this crazy ass story and people will come talk to me and they stand around and they hear the conversation. And when it's done, I test them. What did they say? And they're able to do it. They weren't part of my experience. And I say, when you step back over there, we couldn't hear them no more. What accounts for that?
What if I told you a similar story in the same vein, but not the same, obviously, because yours happened to you. But what if I told you a similar story that contradicted?
I'm interested.
What happened to you?
I'm absolutely interested.
Oh, okay. So when my father was in college,
Yeah.
That would be.
My God, you're attractive. I just zoomed in. My God,
me?
fuck you.
You talking about me,
yeah.
Joe? Thank
Yeah,
you.
he's a good looking dude, isn't he?
Thanks.
Oh no, SR is the sexy motherfucker.
no.
Right.
Stop.
I should be
No,
screenshot
hold
this
on.
shit.
Joe's straight. Don't everybody freak out.
Yes, I'm
not-
straight. I
I'm
got
not
it
worried.
up.
I'm not
In fact,
worried. I just
sent
appreciate
you the
it.
link. I sent
Joe's
you the
just
link,
on it.
but you gotta give respect where it's due. Fuck.
Like self-esteem, like up to
I
here.
wish I wouldn't have
Yeah.
sent my
Right,
girl
bro?
the link
Yeah.
now. Shit.
Biggest dick in the West.
That was an awesome pause. Holy shit, are you hot?
Can I get a clip of that? Can somebody clip
Right?
that?
Nobody clipped that. Nobody clipped that.
You have to clip that.
Hang on.
That is an obligation.
So when my father was in college, this would have been like the late 70s, and he was hanging out with a group of dudes that, this, as the story goes, the floor above them had the keg in a bucket of ice for so long in the same spot that it actually wore through the
Floor?
flooring, and then it fell to the place below,
All
and then
right,
it just stayed at the bottom. So that was like their kind of place.
Yes,
and
a
they
stretch
were
already, but I'm
they were big into. No, it is. No, I know that's bullshit. But so he and his buddies all have different individual experiences
Yes.
with a very particular ghost that encountered them regularly. So one of the instances that I remember really specifically,
This is dope.
so they were like, deep south, it gets hot and muggy in the summer, man. You know how it is. And
You got to drink that beer to cool yourself.
so one day my father is sitting in his room, and he goes and he closes the bathroom door. And apparently one of the things this ghost liked to do was come fuck with you and would just open the doors on you. And so he walked back and he shut the door. I mean, hard, he latched that shit.
Yeah.
And it unclicked and it opened. So he shut the door and he sat down on the seat that was directly across from it. And he looked at the door and he said, "If you open that door one more time, I'm going to fucking nail it shut." And the door flew open so loud and hit the wall so hard, it sounded like a gunshot. And it got so cold that my father could see his breath, right? In the middle of the deep south, right?
Right.
And this apparition appeared to him. The one that he had seen a couple of other times before, and that everybody else in the house had seen for years.
Right.
Years of college students had lived in this, 1800s house, right? And when he spoke with her, one of the things that she said was, because she was kind of explaining how she could do this, she was like, hey, look, you need to understand what's going on a little bit better.
Yeah.
Because this is why the doors are opening. And she was explaining it to him. And one of the things that she mentioned in that process, apparently, was that there is no God. Everybody got it wrong. Allah's wrong. The Mormons are wrong. Jehovah, all of that's wrong.
Yeah.
So
Not the Mormons.
I know, right?
I know. I'm so shocked right now.
Well,
Dick.
so here's what I'm wondering is, it almost seems like those two interactions
Would have to be at odds with each other.
kind of, at least at some point. So how would we kind of
Yes.
suss through all
Rationalize that. I had a similar experience. I don't even believe in ghosts either. Still don't. And I had an
I don't
experience
either.
like that. The way I would say it would be that there are good and bad, and that would be a bad guy. Obviously, by him slamming the door and doing dumb shit, it was just a bad guy. He's trying to mislead the guy. But I have no idea, and that's out of my realm. I had a similar one at a friend's house whose mother killed her dad. And I was there cleaning out the crib, and they said ghosts had been there. And I don't believe in ghosts. And when I was cleaning out the upstairs alone, a light came on in the room. I went in there, I cut the light off, and I come back, the light's on again. And I went in there and cut the light off. This time I stand back and I say, you better not cut on. and I could hear the flip switch, the switch flip. It made the sound, and the light cut on, and I got angry. I say, "God damn it!" And I rushed in to close to cut the light off, and the door slammed shut on me. Scared me to no end. I can't explain that shit, bro. I don't know what to say.
Well,
So
do you?
I wanted to.
You go ahead. Ben. No, go ahead, Ben. No. I said my.
Oh,
piece.
so I have a picture.
Everybody else go ahead. No. Everybody else go ahead.
No, not you, Beck. This isn't your channel anymore.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Ben. My bad. I forgot.
So I'm sharing a picture. And this relates to the Gestalt Principles, which I love to talk about.
Yeah.
I see. So how you're.
In between the circles, I see it.
Yeah.
I love this one, Ben. Good
your
call.
Your brain fills in patterns where there isn't one. There is no cube here. There's no cube. There are some
pareidolia?
dots
I agree.
with some lines in it. But your brain fills in. This is the Gestalt principle of closure.
Yeah.
So it's an example of where we fill in gaps and then we associate there being a pattern here when there isn't one. If I repeated this, if I gave you the same pattern again, you'd still see the same cube, even though there is no cube here. I have another example of the same thing, and this is just one Gestalt principle because there are multiples of them. But another one here with these circles. We have multiple circles. None of these circles are complete, but our brain completes them because of the principle of closure. But even if we take away more of these dashes, we get to letter D. We still perceive a whole circle.
You know that I stipulated the British guy I was telling you about. That reminds me of the guy in the corner. This was his first argument, day one, a year and a half ago when we had this conversation. It was just the same argument. And I agree with it. I know these things to be factual, and I know that to be true. That's why I told you. And that's just not the only time. One time, another story. I never tell these fucking stories. I hate y'all. But I'm going to do this shit.
I think you do. I think you do.
Listen, I've been in the community for years and I never told this fucking story.
I think you tell them often.
Right? I'm just sneaking on y'all.
But my point was that replication doesn't really make it any more significant because I can draw multiple circles and your brain still does the same thing.
Agreed. That's why I threw the other people in. Without the knowledge that I have, they can't be forming the circles that I form with their brain. They haven't been through what I've been through.
If I showed this circle example to any of us privately in the room, our brains function in similar ways to where we can still perceive the same circle, right? We're not talking
about small things. I'm talking about me having a conversation with myself and these imaginary people. There's no actual verbal communication going on, and to test multiple people. One of them was a school teacher, and different cats because I travel a lot, and for them to hear the conversation, that's not filling a circle. They were able to tell me verbatim what I was talking about, and I've done it with different people in different cities.
I used to use verbatim, but their quality in CD media went down after a time.
They got great drugs.
Why does Dick Dawson look like he could be SR's dad?
That's what I said. I said that SR's the younger.
Right.
We're both two good-looking dudes.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Now, Joe, you know somebody's gonna clip that.
Dick is not gonna get a "Oh God, you're handsome." I'm sorry. I just zoomed in.
We're all attracted to SR, okay? Okay, fine.
Wait, whoa.
Please.
Listen, not everybody.
Okay, not everybody, but all the bisexuals here are extremely attracted to SR.
Hey, hold on. I'd fuck him in a bra. Come on.
I wouldn't kick him out of bed now, right?
Hey, SR, coincidentally, I might have one or two you could borrow that I don't need anymore.
Okay, just hit me up, I mean, they're not my normal attire, but you know what? I'll make an exception for Dick.
I was a lesbian before this, so let's be clear. Are sports bras okay, Dick?
Yeah, as long as they got a little bit of size to them. Like, we don't want
real quick. I just wanted to clarify real quick because SR said that he'd make an exception. So are you telling me that you like Dick?
He actually said he said he'd make an exception for Dick.
Hold on.
You'd make an exception for Dick.
Hold off. SR is mine.
He does have dibs. But hang on. All I'm saying is, I don't normally wear bras of any kind. But 50
No,
bucks is
do
50
I.
bucks, you know? And like,
yeah.
motherfucker needs to eat sometimes.
But
So,
if dick was
I mean-
involved, you would.
I'll make an
No,
exception
go back
for
to that
Dick.
one. That one was
SR.
good, man.
Yeah, that's what's funny, but also
Hell, I'm gonna grab In-N-Out Burger while we're at it.
In and
but
out.
also
Bad.
You ever see those gas stations called Come and Go?
I have went to this one in the town in
And
Colorado.
the come is spelled with a K.
There's a come and
Come and
go.
go.
That's
They
another
were-
great
on the
example.
highway and I went.
well that's
No way. I gotta go.
that's another great example of Gestalt, because it doesn't actually say come like the way we mean it, but
Yeah.
you know that your brain is going to interpret it that
That's
way.
just 'cause
Yes.
Well, we're pervs,
That's a
but it's
society
also
thing.
psychology.
They were
Ben,
like Asian, actually.
please
and it
use,
was horrible. I
Gestalt.
felt bad after I went in there.
Please use the Gestalt brain filling anything to explain why that guy reacted when he was touched with that book. Why would he scream out?
So that one definitely is a little bit
More difficult to
absolutely. But
Come on, bro.
again, I think the thing that I always go to in these situations is I have heard so many, like that's just one story that happens to be at the top of my brain because I know my father's told me a bunch.
Yeah.
But I have a story of a buddy was walking down the road, tripped into a fucking ditch, looked up and saw Muhammad, you know.
Yeah.
And so my question to all three of you
Yeah.
is what can I do as the person that doesn't believe in any of that? What could I do to distinguish
Bury it with a
between the
shovel
three?
and bury the shovel.
You
No,
know
I'm just
what you
kidding.
could do? You
With
don't
a
have to
different
believe
shovel,
in
a brand
these.
new shovel. Get rid of that too.
You chase those things, forgiving,
Shovels all the way
mercy, and
down.
those things. You're gonna find God anyway.
Brother Bolt.
Hello,
That's
sir.
what- Hey, guy, how are you, new guy?
What's up, buddy?
Oh my
How are you?
Good to
God.
see you, Bolt. It's been
I
a
want
while.
to see their hair without the headphones now, man. Any
Oh, he's
chance?
got some hair.
Oh,
Look
yeah.
at
Yeah.
him. Yes, he does.
Yeah.
Look at
Yeah,
him.
it's
Oh my
nice.
God.
It's nice.
Just a
All
bunch
right.
of attractive motherfuckers. That's what we are.
Yeah.
That's all I got up in here, Joe. Sorry, man.
This is too much of a sausage party. Where are the ladies at?
I
What the fuck is going on?
mean, maybe we like
stool
sausage.
was okay for a minute, but the testosterone.
I'm
is-
just
we
here
outweigh
because
the
SR said he'd
estrogen,
make an
so-
exception for Dick.
Well, but also we can't make this a sausage party when Stool's here because we know Stool loves bangers.
Ah,
Oh my God, here
And
we go.
MASH.
All right,
And
we
that-
need some
Stool,
boobs,
did you just-
Jenny?
No, we
come
don't
on.
need your leg, Stool. Stool showing some leg up there.
I keep
Oh my God,
forgetting it.
don't.
That's not a leg.
Don't, Stool, don't.
That's not a
like
leg.
a
Oh my god.
I
virgin.
don't usually turn up to somebody's stream trouserless. I keep forgetting to keep it away. I apologise.
It's not a leg, people.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
a leg.
Leg.
It's just a big
It's
one.
a lovely leg.
There's a chicken wing place down the street looking at that thinking, no, we can do better. Come on, man.
Hey, I wanted
Damn.
to say, I forget your name. I'm sorry. That they also told me when I was over there that they have their real forms, but they showed me that the guys who they came to me as and this and that, they come to me as friends and whatever. But at one point I asked to hear their real voices, and they have their own stuff, but they come to you in a form that you can relate to or understand.
Sure.
It appears that way.
Yeah.
Joe,
Oh, go ahead.
can I ask you? You were talking about doing a little wheeling and dealing and back in the day, so
Yeah.
to speak, let's say, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, back in like the mid 80s and, as it transition to the early 90s, we were doing that kind of thing to support the band and whatnot as we got to somewhere where we were respected enough to, you know, get some dates and go, right?
Yeah.
I was in Vancouver and Toronto doing that back and forth, depending on where we lived. Where were you at during that phase?
I believe it or not, I was doing the same thing. I was a big Chicago rapper. I went places. I opened for like EPMD, Two Live Crew, Public Enemy.
Cool.
Yeah, I was doing the same shit you were doing, going back to the hotel trying to bang every chick in the Two Live Crew.
Dude, I was into that shit back in the day too. I was one of the few long-haired rockers into it. I saw Nation of Millions in Toronto live, man. It was fucking awesome.
Yes. I've never been to a concert until recently where I wasn't backstage. Even if I wasn't performing, I would know some of the artists.
Man, exactly.
Yeah. I was doing the same shit and selling drugs, supporting my shit. We had an album out. We were big here in Chicago, and we would open act for anyone, you know, of status. And
you've got a natural way of speaking with a group and handling yourself and stuff. So it's obvious that you've had a little public, you know, you've been there, right? I can tell right away, you know.
I had magazines. I go around the country and I would read from the magazines. I taught teachers who were coming into the inner cities. I did that for years.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool,
man.
And also, I live in the ghetto. I walk on the corner. There's 30 people on every fucking corner. So you're gonna be a social fucking.
You gotta say, there's motherfuckers everywhere that are.
Yeah. In order to break through that shit, you've got to be the man, right? Otherwise, it don't work, man.
Exactly.
No, but I remember living like that for quite a while, Joe. Because you just didn't have any money, so you couldn't go anywhere and do anything.
Yeah.
You know, you're living like just by the skin of your teeth, and so you just like wander around the fucking neighborhood and talk to people. There's nothing else to do.
Here is me because I see God everywhere. Here's God. My biggest fear when I stopped hustling, because I've done it since, you know, I was in high school. I've done other jobs and shit, but I never stopped hustling really. And I just stopped a few years ago, maybe less than 5 years ago, in order to get clean, sober up and all this. And I did not know how to make money. I've never had a job. I had a 6-month job in '85 when I was a kid. I've never had a job, never did papers, government shit. And it was getting a driver's license was brutal. I yelled at the people so bad they had to bring security out, and they told me, don't even stand in line anymore because you make a scene, just come get the manager. I was bad at it.
Dude, you just wrote a George Thorogood song. That was amazing.
I forget. I had started that for a reason, but I didn't started smoking since, damn it, I started talking to y'all, and now my memory is just slipping the fuck away. I don't even know where I was going with that.
Oh shit! Sorry, that was just an. I totally fucked you up, didn't I? I'm sorry.
You did. But I was the selling drugs things. My biggest concern, my biggest fear was how to make money. I had no fucking idea. And when I was on house arrest for 7 months, I watched videos and I found out people would film the police. And I found that I didn't know all these years that the police couldn't just walk up on me and go in my pockets and stop me and be like, give me a license. Where you going? I'd be the guy. I'm coming from my sister's house and going to work, and I'd be doing. And I realized all that was violation of my rights. The people who were sworn to uphold my rights and protect them had become the most adept at circumventing them. And I got angry because they're still doing it to my friends and shit. And I came out with a vengeance. And for, I don't know, a year and 7 months, I filmed these people and gave them hell. And someone told me, Joe, you know, if you push one button on YouTube, you can get paid for this shit. I'm too fucking lazy. I don't know shit about computers. My girlfriend does it. The first month I made $10.6 or $7,000 the first month.
Fuck yeah, man.
And I say that's God. You know, this kid's suffering and he's out there trying to do good things and help people. I'd be out there in the freezing cold just to make sure no one gets abused.
I personally wouldn't give God credit for you doing it yourself, but hey, man, credit. We all make our own. You know what I mean?
Listen,
I don't see God everywhere. I see people doing good things, and that's why I'm a humanist.
You live on a deserted island. Yep. You've never seen a fucking pocket watch. One washes up on shore. You open it and you get it open and you look at it and you would say, surely someone has designed this. Surely there's an architect somewhere, right? We live in a place where we don't see the architect, but I see
this is a can of worms, Joe. You sure you want to go down this one?
If there's an architect, he did a shitty job. That's what I'm gonna say.
Listen,
It
you
is
guys-
no,
shitty
good work.
job.
Listen, here are the rules that you guys don't understand. The guy that's always whining, why does God let babies die and all of that bullshit? It appears and it sucks.
I ain't saying that.
We all make up one individual. We all make up
But
one individual. So go ahead.
Even taking away the things that are
Meaningless.
like depressing and stuff, just like think about the design of a human. Why is my breathing hole connected to my eating hole?
That is a good one.
It helps in your taste. Most of what you taste isn't even from your tongue. You just think that.
Why is it designed that way if it's designed? It's so risky. You know how many people die
that's what you
from
were saying.
aspiration
I didn't catch
pneumonia?
you. I didn't catch you.
Like if there is somebody who designed this, why
did a
is it
bad job.
so terrible?
I want to know why I
you know
had
there
a
are
tail
people
in
who are
utero.
literally allergic to water, right?
Yes, hydrophobic, yeah.
I just want to know why I had a tail in utero.
Because
Ooh.
evolution totally occurred. And whoever doesn't believe in Darwin is an idiot, in my opinion.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
At least we're past that
Oh.
part.
Yes,
We're on the
dinosaurs.
same page there, buddy.
The universe is ever expanding. I'm a big fan of the sciences, bro. I've read everything Stephen Hawking wrote, and these cats are my idols. Yeah.
Well, can we talk about that little the whole, so if I find a pocket watch, I know it's designed, and as such, you're equating that to the design of the world, the universe, and so on, right? That's where you're going there, right?
I'm equating it to me in the way my mind works.
Okay.
I see that design everywhere, an architect
Let's
everywhere.
pretend it's
wouldn't.
1982 and that's a new conversation.
Well,
Yeah,
how do we differentiate between design and the appearance of design?
That's where I was
That was
going,
dope,
because where do you differentiate complex being designed versus just complex because it built up and got that way, right? I mean, you can look at the evolution of x86 CPU code if you're a coder, or you could look at the evolution of HTML into HT, yada yada and blah blah. But complexity breeds itself due to the more than the sum of its parts and stuff.
Agreed.
Right, so like our good friend
man.
was about to lead into, like that differentiation, that's I'm lost. But go Joe, come on.
No, I was gonna say I see where you're going, right? And you have a good argument. It's just like for everything we adapt. Right. So these things would occur naturally. So what we have to go with as smart people, and none of us are, we'd have to go with how often we beat the odds. Right. There's no chance of this thing happening if it occurs all the time. We have to at least open an eye for a possibility that there's a different force out there making things happen that we can't see, because we know that this guy cannot throw the dice 12 times and it land on the 12. It's just not thing. Maybe there's something we don't see.
I'm not even convinced that humans are the pinnacle of evolution. So why would we be so special in the eyes
We're
of a
still
god?
using fossil fuels. We suck. We're
That's
not,
a good point.
We're monkeys, right?
So off topic. Off topic. I'm doing practice questions in the background because I got a test this week and I got boards coming up. I just got called out by this question and I don't appreciate it, but I also kind of appreciate it. It's like this whole psychiatry question that starts off. It's like a 39-year-old female complains of fatigue and a depressed mood, and she's an emergency physician at a local hospital, and she hasn't been feeling like herself, and she's been stressed and feels like her life is spiraling out of control, and that she's irritable and like making mistakes at work and stuff. And I was like, so I start reading this question and I'm like, okay, yeah, this sounds like adjustment disorder with depressed mood. And then I was like, okay, well, we'll go back and look through it, like duration. This could be MDD or whatever. And then I read the answer choices. And of course, interest number one, we have adjustment disorder with depressed mood. So like, okay, that's kind of what I'm thinking. Chronic fatigue, okay, sure. Chronic stress disorder, yeah. MDD with atypical features. And then the last one, physician burnout. And I'm like, God damn it.
That was dope, right?
That is calling you out.
That is
calling you
right
out.
answer.
Yeah.
And I was like, way
Ben,
to
I
call
really
me out
hope you
like
get
that.
some sleep tonight.
That question
Damn
was
it.
written for you.
It knows that all the other people here that are not, studying to be a physician aren't going to be doing it. And it knows that the only people there are doctors and people about to be doctors. And it's
I obviously
hey, man,
have to
you
believe in
struggling?
God now because this was fate. It
Well,
was
no,
meant
I
for
don't-
me. I'm totally kidding. No. The reason why this question is in here.
I believe that way.
Discord dick.
No. The reason.
B,
The reason
hold
why
on,
this
B,
question.
B, you kicked me for having an empty drink, and look at what Ben just said. Come on.
I'm totally kidding. I have
You took over
permissions.
my channel. I can't do anything right now.
Ben,
I have
control
permissions,
right
so I can
now.
put myself back in. No, but in all
Security,
seriousness, the
back
reason.
me up, brother. I'm just kidding.
the
Sorry,
reason
Ben.
why-
I'm Switzerland here. I'm neutral, baby.
No, I'm aware. I'm
shopping
aware
for
of.
a graphics card.
Okay, but I'm aware of why this question was in here, and that is because this is a study program for medical students.
Oops.
So it's like important that medical students know what burnout is.
Just trying to remind you.
I still feel called out. But
it
Take
was
it a break.
still on topic too. Whoever posed the questions, they're talking about how some symptoms can be caused from something totally different. It was kind of in line with what we were talking about.
Smoke 4 grams of good herb. You'll know all about burnout. You don't have to spend thousands on school. Come on.
and why? No, but with the thing where symptoms cause different things like that goes back to Gestalt, because like that's something that, in fact, a cardiologist in medical school, like my second year when I took an EKG elective, and it was just because we so often look at an EKG and we just like instinctively go to the first pattern we see and think that's the answer. But that's not the case. He said, throw out Gestalt. Do not Gestalt this. Actually read the EKG. And that's the same thing like, in medicine. The whole process of learning medicine is learning how to completely throw out intuition, because intuition
spooky,
is
Dave.
often wrong.
They
So
also
how do
tell
I get
you-
rid of it and logic my way through a question?
Don't they also tell you guys if you hear hooves, think horses, not zebras? And now it sounds like they're telling you, but don't forget you got to watch out for zebra, wildebeest, and make sure that those hooves aren't something else.
Well, it's not that simple, right? Like it's because there's a reason why we go through years of this, because the process of learning when to think it's a horse and when to think it's a zebra, there's a lot of nuance there, and there are patterns that are good initially, and certain scenarios
Can't stop
require
right. Can't stop
but-
there. You have to keep on, even if the pattern looks good. You got to keep pushing. I think is where you're going. You got to keep investigating.
This is where I'm going. So here's my point is that the pattern is effective for ruling something in. It is not effective for ruling something out.
Don't.
So you can bring in a pattern and say, okay, this aligns with the pattern. I can consider this as a possibility, but you cannot rely on a pattern to exclude something.
Yeah.
So you bring it in, and then you have to use logic and you have to use evidence-based reasoning to rule it out and to arrive at your conclusion.
Where do you live? I love to hang out with you sometime. Can I ask what state you're in?
Arizona.
Arizona. Oh man, I'm in Arizona all the fucking time, yo. Look, I was gonna go down there, like my buddy got a couch. I was supposed to be going down there a room or something, and he got arrested twice this week, so it's not gonna happen. But my girlfriend stays in Colorado. I just spent the month there. I'm
from Colorado.
I'm usually there a couple. I'm down. I don't want to say because this is the internet. Southern Colorado. That's where I am.
I'm from Southern Colorado.
Yes, and I got buddies in Phoenix that at Cop Watch, and I shoot over there to film with them and stuff. I would love to hook up with you. I will. Come in here and get up with Beat No Justice.
You know what's between you and Ben?
You? Yeah. Right.
Are we all meeting in New Mexico?
Bro. I'm like probably
we're all meeting in New Mexico.
6 to 8 hours away from you.
Oh, listen.
I'm in northern New Mexico.
Listen,
Joe,
this is crazy.
Joe, do you have a YouTube channel?
Story. I do. Joe Cool.
Oh my God. Yeah. Just
type
look
in
up
Joe Cool. Yeah. Where
Right
I
on.
am.
He's got like a hood and a mask on.
You can hit from where I am, the property that we go to, and it's just open land. If you guys are from New Mexico, you'll know this. At the edge of our property are mountains. You could, if you at a good golf swing, you could probably hit the ball 3 times and you'd be at the base of the mountains. Those mountains are in New Mexico. I didn't know we were that close all this time until the last time I went there. That's how close we are to New Mexico. And
Oh no, Jenny.
Trinidad is right around the corner from where I'm at out there.
Oh my God,
Joe,
what is wrong
Joe,
with you, Jenny?
I didn't know you were offering that.
Talking about like going and shooting pool and drinking beer.
Oh
and,
no, that'll
like,
be cool too.
smoking
Yeah, that'll
pot.
be fine too.
Like,
Okay, but there's one thing that
it's not necessary, sunshine.
There's one thing that I want to happen, and I don't like whatever group of people I end up with from this community at some point, but this needs to happen. I want to play Top Golf. Play Top Golf
the old
with me.
video
Really wasn't
Okay.
sure where you were going with that.
No, I just want to play Top Golf. Like, someone go hit golf balls.
Right,
Okay? That's it. Well,
Yes,
we had
let's do
talked
that.
about it when I go to Washington this summer.
Hey, is
Like,
there
we'll
a place
play-
in
Well, that's
near,
the question.
is there a place
Or,
near
like-
Lewis McCord or Tacoma?
I don't
or
know,
something?
but there are like 2 Top Golfs in my city, so I'm like, somebody else has to have Top Golf.
I don't
Dude,
even know what it is.
Yeah,
I have
I'm
it.
down with it.
It's
We'll
in,
do it.
It's in Tennessee.
I'm gonna come to Tennessee and I'm gonna play Top Golf. With them. No,
by the
not
way,
I did not
Joe,
say I did not say disc golf. I said Top Golf, not
I'll
disc
play
golf.
some disc golf with you
I
too.
did not say
Ollie.
disc golf.
Who is calling me?
Oh, I was just saying, Joe. Nice subscriber count, buddy. I just subbed.
Thank
Oh yeah,
you.
no. Joe follows police around.
I love it. I fucking
Joe's the
love it.
real
No,
deal.
you'll
huh?
love it. Like you really will.
You gotta
It's good
watch
shit.
some of the vids. You'll crack up, Joe. And again, I'm a polite fuck. Unless you're disrespectful to me, right? Here, the price of disrespect is you getting shot. So on the
That's right.
streets, you go, especially someone my age, I go long periods of time. I never even see disrespect until you run up on a cop and they talk to you like dirt. Or you
Oh,
leave
fuck.
your neighborhood, and yeah, I'm black, so I still get
Joe?
kids run up
Hell
and they
yeah,
calling
man.
me
Keep
niggers
exposing
and
that
shit.
Joe,
Thank
Joe, you know, the race element with cops, I'll
Yeah.
never understand the divide there. But
Yeah, yeah.
as a long-haired rock and roll smoking pot and drinking
Which all
motherfucker in
my
the
friends
80s,
are, which all my
every
friends are.
right, I got singled out by the way I looked by the authorities a lot
Yeah.
in the 80s. Now, I'm not equating it to your situation, but I do understand how that works to some
Since
degree.
you've demonstrated
right?
that you have an open mind, I can now admit that I absolutely agree with you. When it comes to these things, race is a small thing, only 30% or something. The rest of it is financial, cultural, and all of those things.
It's huge that way.
Even the black
It-
cats are racist against the minorities. They think it's easier to get them. They don't have lawyers.
Dude.
Their father is not a doctor.
Dude,
Yes.
it doesn't matter if the lawyer is a partner in the firm. It doesn't matter what color, race, or creed he is. He's
It
still going to
doesn't.
step on his own,
Yes,
motherfucker.
that
You know what I
blue
mean?
Line, bro,
Yeah, man.
goes above everything. I'm totally with you on that shit. But you know what I don't like, and I would have argued to no end if you said race plays no factor.
No, that's not true.
Yes, but some
I
people-
understand, especially you talk in Chicago. You must have
Yes,
felt that
brutal.
some real, man.
Oh, look at my early shit, bro. Whenever they saw me, they just went crazy.
Fuck.
Now they be like, "Hey, Joe, how you doing? Nice to see you, Joe." Because I've burned so many asses, and I've never filed a complaint, a lawsuit, or anything. But my shit is so popular that the people downtown would sit them down for a year. I ran into a guy one time and pull up on him like I'm a police. He's a cop and he was on the scene. He like, "God damn it, Joe, you pull up on me like you the police. Do you know I just got off a year of desk duty because of your ass? Are we okay now? I told him about you." They get punished, man. They act better when you make these videos, bro.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. True story.
I'm glad you're doing it then. Shit.
Right?
Yeah.
And I
Well, hey
travel
y'all,
nation to
I'm
get
gonna
cops
hop for the night. It's 11 o'clock here, and I'm at 3% battery. So
Be good,
just want to
Kyle.
say, I'll
Take
talk to
care,
y'all
Kyle,
later.
man.
Love y'all.
All right,
Love
bro.
you.
Buddy.
Another nice beard. I would have loved
Peace
to see
out.
that face right now.
Thanks.
All right, be easy.
Be safe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
if
guy's
you're
got
gonna,
one of those really cool, smooth voices. You know what I mean?
There's a lot of those on the internet, right?
yeah.
He's coming on Medical Myths this week.
Uh-huh.
Kyle's my guest, so come
I,
watch.
can I say you guys have never disappointed me? And I've been coming around here. I don't know me. I was at my old apartment when I met you guys. and that was a while ago.
Yeah.
And I've never come over here and been treated shitty, or you've never disappointed me. I just wanted to say that before everybody starts to leave.
Well,
Joe.
back at you, Joe. As
Yeah.
people
We were
like,
talking
"Is this guy
about-
a troll." I'm like, no, he's a good dude. He's got a different opinion than we do. Just give him a minute. He's not trying to stir any shit.
I'm used to that. I'm used to people. I'm that guy. I'm polite as fuck over here. I'm a nice guy, but I walk into people's room and troll them. You begging hippie. I come through the door like that just to have fun. It's funny to me.
Right.
But I don't know everybody.
Let's do the trade link thing. So here, Joe, I'm going to drop the link to
I've been begging
my
you guys.
proper channel, the Shills, in the live
Right,
chat right
always.
now.
No one's dropped the link yet. I've got my
Well,
phone
here.
out for that.
Okay, Joe, I
There you
see.
go. Now you guys know
I
what's
got your link up, so I'll drop your link too. I was just going to ask you, is yours the one with the face mask? So there we go. So here.
Yeah.
So here,
There's a face
come and
mask
see
on it.
us on the Shills, and I'm gonna get a hold of you. We're gonna have you over for a fucking pub chat where we all just hang out and talk shit, man.
All right. You are subbed
stuff.
the Shields. You are subbed and billed.
Yeah, the Shills were one of those channels that first got me into the
CDN,
community.
Be easy. Joe Cool, I'm sorry you didn't say anything convincing that there is some kind of so-and-so. CDN, I'm tireless of this. I will always, you can come here and catch me anywhere.
it's
I can do this
You're
forever. I can do this all night, CDN.
Cool.
Yeah.
Ollie just wants to go play disc golf anyway. Don't.
Yeah, it's true. He's gonna get
Ollie-
up early so he can
yeah.
stretch for disc
All
golf.
right.
He's
Student
got to
Dr.
stretch all
Ben.
week, so he's ready for Saturday.
Student Dr. Ben, you're subbed as well. Anybody else that wants to sub, put me in there. And you should also note that if I'm on these panels and stuff, sometime I'll clip them. Someone says something interesting, put it at the end of a vid. A lot of people will see it, and I always put the channel.
We do that
link
too. Go
to
for
where
it.
I was at. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
You Joe, I just want to remind you. You said some, let's say, spicy things earlier about
thank you for
about
reminding
certain
me,
guests.
motherfucker.
Clip worthy.
Thank you for that.
SR wants that to get out. That's just
Right. That's what y'all gonna put on y'all bed, right? I'm gonna put the nice shit. You guys gonna put me talking about how much I love cock or something. How pretty some dude is. Dick's so nice. I love Dick.
SR's a good-looking guy. How you
but I
doing?
I do have to say like because I started my channel roughly a year ago. Like it's gonna be a year as of April 20th, but I'm doing my celebration on the 23rd of April because that's when I usually do my shows as on Saturdays. But it was like the first few channels to like really like give me a chance and give me a platform was Neil the 604 Atheist, Bino Just B, so this channel, and then the Shills. So like you're all listed in my I have like a big thank you post thing of like all the channels
that's awesome.
that have like helped me get to where I'm at.
I told
but
you,
I'm
I
really
said, you watch,
appreciative.
man. I said, you're going to go and it's going to be like wildfire. And all of a sudden you'll have all these subs. And he was like, no. And then he was like, oh, dude. I
Oh,
have all
no,
these
that's what
subs.
we
And I was
said
like,
right
I
away.
told you.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I told him that right when I met him on Neil's. I was like, dude, you got to come over and fucking hang out with me. So he was like, all right. So he comes over hanging out. I'm like, dude, I'm telling you, you're going to blow up. You're going to fucking blow up.
I think I met Ben before most of y'all did, actually.
Yeah, I met Bolt in Arden's side chat before my channel started.
I'm a hipster.
I knew Bolt before my channel was even a thing.
Well, okay,
I'm a Ben
Bolt,
hipster.
Your dick's bigger. No, I'm just kidding.
No, but I remember
Yeah, but
it was
Bolt,
so
you
funny.
Didn't help him get anywhere. Like
No, I didn't. I didn't help him get anything.
That's cold.
I mean,
But
I only watched him every time he streamed.
That's funny.
But it was it was
I didn't
funny
know he
because
existed. After that, I watch him all the time now.
because it was funny because I went on Neil's and then I went on Beck's and it was Root and Branch at that time. Because then you had invited me into the after party for Root and Branch, and I just remember like I was this.
I remember
like
this.
nobody coming into the after party and like Cynthia McDonald's there and stuff. I'm like, holy shit! Like, I ended up in a place with popular people.
Yeah.
Oh, Cynthia.
Am I doing?
I mean, Cynthia and I have been hanging out for like I don't know. God, hold on. It's been over 2 years now. She like somehow I bumped into her through somebody and I said, "Do you want to come on my channel?" And she was like, "Sure." And I was like, God, she said
And
yes.
YouTube is like dog years, so that
And
would
then-
be equivalent
yeah.
at least 14 years.
Yeah, right. That's like dog years, right? Yeah. 14 years.
It's a long time.
So Cynthia
was
and I have
awesome.
this joke. Every time I see her, I flirt with her. I'm like, "Hey, how you doing, beautiful?" And she's like, "Hey."
This joke.
It is a joke because
Yeah.
we're both very happy with our
Yeah.
significant others, but
Yeah,
it's
no,
something I've always done with her.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here,
yeah.
but like,
Yeah, of course.
you know, I still say the
Never
exact
flirted
same.
with
It
anyone
wasn't.
else while
I didn't
being
know
happy
she
with
was
someone.
taken. I didn't know she was taken at first.
I got a girlfriend who I'm absolutely in love with, but I flirt with every man and woman that I fucking see in a row. I'm an idiot like that.
Hey, I'm just gonna throw this out there. I'm single and bisexual, so
I'm straight as hell.
y'all, I'm lonely.
Now you need to give out your phone number or an address where
Right,
people
yeah.
can reach
Oh
you
my
at.
God,
Is that
no,
even
no,
Shoot
no,
me a
no,
DM.
don't do that.
How is
Go on
that
the
even
internet. There are
possible? You
singles
have
in your
twice
area.
the options as everyone else, motherfucker. How is that even? I look better than everyone. I don't
It's not
know.
even
would be
fucking
funny.
fair, is it, Joe?
It's
You
not.
know what would be funny, Ben? It would be funny if, like, you found somewhere, like, okay, you're done with residency, and you go get a job somewhere, and your boss, whoever they are, you guys fall in love. I'll be like, see? Thought you were supposed to date your boss, Ben. Watch, it's gonna happen.
I'm not dating my attending ever.
No, you will.
You
eventually.
say
Watch.
that
It'll
now,
happen.
right?
It'll happen.
This is not
You're gonna
Grey's
fall in
Anatomy. We're
love.
not
Let
doing
your-
this
No,
shit.
he's
you're
gonna
wrong
date
as
his
fuck.
students. Come on now.
You're gonna fall in love, and hey, it happened to
Yes.
me. I don't live
Wow.
a dramatic life. I don't live in Grey's Anatomy.
I can
It
just
No,
hear
but-
it
no,
now.
but it's-
Ben,
but Beck,
Ben says, "Let me
you're-
show you where the supplies are." In
No,
that
no,
closet."
but hold on.
Wink.
No, but Beck,
Hey,
your relationship to your
Fireman
boss
Five.
is it's a different context. Like being like working at the front desk versus like the PA is not the same thing as like a resident and the attending.
I don't know, saving
This
somebody's
is
life
not even close
on
to
an
this.
operating
No, but
table
the-
or
Okay,
something.
whatever,
the power
chief of
differential.
staff, then. The chief of
That's
staff,
kind of
whatever.
sexy, you know.
You're gonna
Well, no,
fuck
but the
me if
power
you
the
mad
power
and take the months
differential
off. It's gonna happen.
within physician
there's a
culture and the
so
power
difficult.
differential is incredibly hierarchical and toxic.
Yeah,
And
that
you
would
do
be-
not
That's
like
alright.
it would look so bad and you would get in so much trouble.
So
So
you'll
much
keep
trouble,
it
I
a
know.
secret for a
It's
couple
still gonna
years,
happen.
but if that person is that charismatic, you will fall, man.
No, but also think about who the person would be that's going to be the chief of staff of a hospital.
yeah,
It's gonna be a
it'll
cishet-
comedian once
cishet
said,
old
sometimes
white
you just
dude.
gotta
it'll be
suck
some
that dick.
90-year-old white dude, right?
Cishet old white dude.
Remember that
It's
episode?
going to be like, ew, trans people. That's usually how this goes.
Ew.
So
Hey, well, let me ask
I'm
you
not
this.
compatible. I'm not
This is a great
compatible
role.
with those people.
It was a great room. Are things better for trans, homosexual? Are they better? Because it's like the question I got. I think get all the time. Are things better for Black people? So let me
They're
ask.
getting better. They're
You're
getting
saying
better slowly.
today than it was 10 years ago, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Oh, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely better than it was 10 and 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Unless
Still,
you live in
still not
Texas.
anywhere. Still not anywhere it needs to be with gay, trans, Black people, indigenous people. It doesn't fucking matter. Atheists. It doesn't fucking matter. Still not anywhere. Where
Yeah,
it
well,
needs
but
to
I
be.
would agree though. I
But
can
better.
be on a panel
Hell
with
yeah, better.
a gay friend of mine or something, and I don't worry about them getting harassed like I would have 20 years ago. I'd have spent
And
the whole
that's
time,
awesome.
you know,
And that's way
defending
better.
them and shit. Yeah, I think so.
Still.
I gotta say, still, I go out of town. I get people run up to me calling me niggers and all of that crazy shit. I get bars that
Really?
serve my
What?
white friends and not
Yeah.
me. I get carded. They don't card the white people. Yeah, it's still a lot of that shit going on.
I'm so glad I live where I live, man. I'd be mad all the fucking time.
I
I hate
travel.
seeing shit like that, man.
I travel. We
Pisses
got
me
this
the
thing.
I
we
say
do.
shit here. I don't give a fuck.
Right on. I was about to tell a little story about that. We got
I do,
friends.
man.
We go out and maybe, and I tell my white friends about this, that every time I go into a bar, I'm carded, and the white people with me are not. So every time we go in a bar, which is a lot after you do that shit for a day, we find a bar and they all go in, 5 white people before me in a line, no one gets carded, and they will card me. And this is when your friends, you see who your friends are. I've had some that say, oh, that's bullshit, you didn't card us. If he doesn't show an ID, he's not getting in. I've had some that go out with me and protest, and I had some to be like, all right, Joe, I'll be out there in a minute. And
Oh
just leave me
shit,
outside.
man.
Yeah.
Hey, guess what,
Wow.
Joe? That last category, those aren't friends.
Oh, right.
Just so you know, we're clear. Those ain't friends, man.
Thank
Yeah.
you for that, right?
I would
Yeah,
never
I'd be
do that
standing on
shit.
that corner if it was my friend.
I know,
Let me give
man.
let me
And
give
it's
you an
always the
example.
women,
Hey,
too.
why don't we go to a different fucking bar?
Yeah,
I'll
it's
give you.
always the
Yeah,
women who
right.
stand up. By the way, it's you know, the women always be like, "Oh no, we're not having it," and it's always some guy that be, "Fuck that, a beer's a beer." You know, I'll be out in a half hour.
Wow.
It's weird. And then when I do
Yeah, it
get
is
in a
weird.
bar, I've been in many bars and I'll sit down with my two white friends and they'll serve them and walk away. And one of my friends, I'll be like, hey. And one of my friends will have to, you know, be like,
fuck,
hey,
man?
yes,
Yeah,
it's happened
Where the fuck are you
repeatedly.
hanging, bro? You need to find a
Everywhere.
new neighborhood,
Across
man.
the United States, I travel a lot. I'm only here usually a week
See-
or less out of a month in Chicago.
This is the kind of shit
Man,
that
you come
we
here,
have
that
no
shit was-
idea
that
happened.
shit-
Oh,
Like, that's-
dude. Dude,
Like-
in 1989, 1990, the lead singer of my band was this cat straight out of Jamaica, mulatto dude, Joe.
Yeah,
you know what I
yeah,
mean?
yeah.
The old joke in the family was dad's family owned mom's family, and then one day they just fucking gave up on it and went for it, right? and
Wow.
and so this cat's got these piercing green eyes, lovely dark skin, long dreads, and fucking women flock to that guy like flies on shit. And yet, every now and then, especially the more south we got in the States doing fucking shows or whatever, we'd go into somewhere and order and whatnot, and they'd react to him like he wasn't even there.
Same,
and we
I
would
get that all the time.
and we would just get so like we were just rock and roll drunk motherfuckers, right? So we'd get up and start throwing shit and fucking leave and oh yeah, like proper The Who kind of reaction, right? But it was right off the charts, like it was right in front of us, and this motherfucker is our friend and with us, sitting with us, and you're talking to us like we're cool and how do you even act that way to a person, you know?
I got another good one. I was in I don't even know what state I was in. We pulled over for gas. My guy, I'm in there with two white guys. We're on the way to New York. And my guy whose car it is, I'm playing Post Malone, black rapper in the car. He's real smooth. And my guy goes in the store. White guy comes out and sees my white buddy. He doesn't know we're together. He says, "Look at this jungle, so whatever, nigger playing that jungle music type of shit." My guy smiles and keeps going and walks straight to the car. You're not gonna believe what this guy said. And so I was like, I say, I'm gonna let it go. I'm not gonna say anything. My guy and the guy in the back seat, like, hell no, we're not gonna let it go. They went over there. I don't know what they were saying. So they gave him so much shit, he didn't even put the gas in the van. He just drove the fuck off.
Fuck it. I'll run out of gas. I don't care. I gotta
get away from these guys.
Well, you know what happened? What happened to me? The most recent thing I've done, because as I get older, I get braver. I talk more shit.
Very good.
You
Very
know?
good. You should.
I'm just at the point now. I just don't give a shit.
You should.
You know.
That's what
So
comes with
I
age.
was in the Department of Motor Vehicles getting my plates for my truck, right? And and there's this guy, and I'd seen him somewhere before, and I couldn't figure it out. But he lived at a place I used to work at. I was maintenance for this huge apartment building, and he lived there. And I remember him always being very nice to me and sweet and hey, jovial, right? He was acting like a dick, and almost everybody in there was of Mexican or Hispanic or Latino descent. Everybody in there except for like me, 2 or 3 white people wandering around with me, mixed in. But the girls behind the counter, they are all of Mexican descent. They're all like New Mexican people, you know?
Gotcha.
And he's just standing there just being a dick to her. And he's like, oh, I'm going to wait forever. And he's just being an asshole. And I'm like, I'm getting irritated. I'm getting more and more irritated. And I was like, I got to say something. I can't let him walk out that fucking door.
Damn right.
And I said, he's walking out and he goes, good luck, everybody. You're going to be waiting forever. And I was leaning back like this. I said, man, it ain't that bad. He goes, yes, it is. I said, you know what you need to do? And he goes, what do I need to do? And I said, you need to check your fucking white privilege at the door.
All right.
And he just looked at me and he turned towards the door and walked right out. Oh, where'd you go, bully? Where'd you go, man? Oh, I stood up to you. You don't like it.
No, B,
All
I
right.
think
I didn't even stand up out of my fucking seat. I was just like this the whole time looking at him.
let's be honest, man. This doesn't work unless we get together as races and do it. And all those protests
It's
I've
true.
been to,
Everybody needs to
Oh yeah,
fucking
everybody
say
needs to
Dude.
do it.
80%
People say
of
some
those,
racist shit in front of me. I go, whoa, wait, hold on. What?
everybody, I
I'm
need
not
everybody
cool
to
with
do
that,
that
man.
shit though, right? You
Yeah,
know,
I know.
racism be killed in a fucking week if everybody stood up and did what you
Oh,
did. It would be
fuck
so
yeah.
unpopular. I got
Joe,
friends-
you know what the
Never gonna
problem
be
is?
Dead. But it would
You
be
know what the-
very small and minor and not a
You know
big
what the
issue.
problem is it's literally indoctrinated in
It
a
is.
generational manner
is.
in certain
Yep.
communities and
Yeah.
and you know social
even
in social
general,
economic areas.
even in general, period, even the movies we see, you know, as a white person, you might not notice the black guy always dies first, or whatever. Fucking, you go into
Oh,
a
it's like
store,
Star Trek. He's got the red shirt. You know he's
gonna
going,
go,
right? Yeah,
yes, yes. You go into a store, a white person orders, give me a nude pair of stockings. You don't think a black guy goes in there, I'm sorry, I hope it's a black woman, goes in there and asks for a nude pair of stockings, and these will never be nude on their legs. In little ways like that is also ingrained in us. You know, that we're
Yo,
totally
yeah,
unaware of.
absolutely.
Yeah.
There's other angles too, Joe. So, you know, like somebody could say if they don't exactly understand the situation from a grassroots ground level, you know, perspective, right? They could say, "Oh, but if you look back in the 70s, there was TV shows like The Jeffersons and stuff. So why are we bitching so much?"
Yes.
You know that motherfucker made fucking peanuts compared to the other cocksuckers on TV at the same
don't
time.
doubt it.
And yet he was
He was
like
a black
literally
dude, of
between him and Sanford and Son and a few, they were carrying networks for a while, man. Are you
Yes.
fucking kidding me?
Literally. They
Yes.
literally, not kind of, they literally
How about
were.
this one? I've had a motherfucker, a black guy, tell me, as big as Uncle Tom on YouTube, tell me, how can there be racism? We've had a black president. That shit's over with.
What?
Fixes everything.
Yes, and for
Fixes
serious.
everything.
Everything's
Fixes-
fine. We had a black president.
Yeah, just one fixed the whole problem.
I had
Oh,
somebody
right.
today.
So
He
much
do
to
shit.
say.
It's
for black
over
people, by
now.
the way.
We had a
He
black
do shit
president.
for black people, by the
Fucking
way.
I had
Jesus.
somebody today who was like, and this is in private messages, and like they were honestly willing to learn and listen, which is great because like some of the things that they said were not great, but I understand they come from a religious background and maybe have not been educated on
Very
a lot of
good.
things.
Yes, you have to take that in consideration.
But yeah, because we were initially talking about trans issues, and they were wondering about
It's like Chinese arithmetic to them. Yes.
yeah, they were wondering about a lot of things about trans things. I was like, you know, you're being nice, like we can have this conversation, and then they start asking about trans women in sports because of course that's in everyone's mind right now, and
Yes.
I was like, yeah, there's no evidence saying that there's an advantage for trans women who are on hormone therapy. And then it goes from there to
Is that true? I was not even aware of that. I hadn't thought about it. But
there's the studies show that there is no significant difference between trans women and cis women
very good. That's
in
good to hear.
sports.
Yeah.
See,
And then it
That's
goes
really
from
good to hear. In fact, you know, because I got so many trans fucking buddies, man. You know, don't get me into my stories, but yes, it's really good to hear. I have an argument that.
but where this goes,
I was about to make a joke.
I was
real quick.
not okay.
Joe,
that joke.
you have some trans friends?
I do. What?
Okay, because I have a black friend. I just wanted to see if we were on the Just fucking around.
Let me tell you the story. Then I was at a buddy of mine, a YouTuber that's trans that I try to support. I was in like California somewhere and broke down at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning on the expressway. And she's the one who came and picked me up, took me to her crib, and took me back to the place where they towed my car to and all of that shit. Yes, and I'd never even met her in real life. I was going to meet her the next day. I didn't want to call her that night. She's like, "What happened? Don't worry about me. Go to sleep. I'm on the expressway." She drove like 2.5 hours to come get me and then did it again in the morning to take me back.
Wow.
That's good people.
That's
man.
awesome.
It is.
That's good people.
But
I'm
you want to
sorry.
know where this story was gonna go because this is terrible.
I apologize.
Yeah, go ahead, Ben. I'm
gonna
sorry.
Be quiet. I'm
Okay,
gonna
so
mute.
after we talked about trans people in sports, this person then went to, well, but I think that there's also a difference between races in sports. And I was like,
unmuting.
no.
I'm unmuting.
I was like, no, because I know that there's bad science in history about race, and I said that there were studies that were falsified in the past that said that certain groups of people were more athletic because it justified slavery, and they were falsified. And then this person said, well, yeah, I don't think this is scientifically based, but this is my experience. And I said, well, this sounds like a generalization that isn't true. And like the fact that
maybe, Ben, let me argue for your friend here. A lot of defensive ends, which are the ones that cornerback and stuff, who have to chase people down. There are no white defensive ends. Maybe there is science to that, and to me, it's logical because these guys' grandfathers would have been working all day, and the white guy grandfather would have been working behind a desk all day, where this guy's working the field. There's no way that doesn't translate into the genes of his kid type of shit.
Yeah, so the point is, where this goes is it's not with the race itself, it's social determinants of health. It's the generational effects. Yes. It's social issues that have impacted.
Of course, it is
people's
not race.
physiology.
Had that been a white dude out there all them years, Eskimo or whatever, they're gonna develop whatever it is to be in the cold. Blah blah blah. It's just logic, bro. The only reason I'm from a darker hue was because my people were in Africa longer. There's no difference between us, right? Aside from the sun beamed down on my granddad more.
Look, it's what I say, Joe? When some fucking asshole white dude starts talking shit about anybody, any POC, I don't even fucking care who it is. First thing I do is figure out if they're talking about black people, and if they are, this is what I say, dude. You need to crack a book.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Do you know where we all originate?
What civilization?
I'm from the United States. I'm like, you're a fucking dumbass.
Right.
Our skin color changed based on our environment. You fucking idiot.
It's logical.
Adapted.
You become taller and skinnier
all
to release
animals
the
do
heat.
that.
And Eskimos will become shorter to hold the heat. It's just nature, bro.
Yep, keep going. We can just go on for hours.
Yes, right.
The sun glancing off the ice is so bright. That's why their eyes are
gonna go shorter.
Same thing with Asian people. They're around a lot of water. Sun's glancing off the water, and their eyes do that to protect themselves. It's just fucking. I can just.
It's like, and I hate to say this because I think we're all pretty dumb, but it's like you have to have a certain IQ to even to understand some of these arguments that we present.
Oh yeah.
It sucks, but I
don't
always
look at me for that one.
Right. I hear people say that's just how I was raised, and they're gonna stay and you can think it's okay to call black folks nigger. I'd be like, dude, well, because I'll call him personally at the house, get his number, and be like, listen, man, you're a friend. I don't want you to look bad. They're gonna tear you apart for that. A friend of mine says that nigger stole my friend's bike, and wondering why he's catching heat. And I'm trying to talk to him like that's just how we was raised. And he's not gonna stop, bro.
Oh my god, these people give me like a fucking headache, man.
I know, man.
God, I just don't get it, man. I don't fucking. I don't understand how people can hate somebody for how they look. But here's the but. Those same people, if they're a little chunky,
yes,
and someone says, "Oh, you gained some weight," oh my goodness,
how dare you fat shame?
But it's all about how they look. What the fuck is the difference?
Based on what you're saying, I want to interject here because I got something for that.
They named streets after those people. One way.
Yeah. This is how that works, right? You've got people who believe in flat Earth and believe we didn't land on the moon and so on and so forth and yada yada, right? Yeah. And what drives them is the Dunning-Kruger effect, where they believe that they have some insider thing. Well, here, hold on, Joe. Here, I'll give you a layman's drop on it right now. So Dunning-Kruger is you think you have the inside track that makes you the smart one and everybody else the dummy, even though you have zero educational basis for thinking that way. It's all bullshit, right?
Yes.
And I believe that in of itself slightly applies to racism because it makes dumbass fucking uneducated redneck fucks
Here where you
feel
going.
superior to fucking talk some other motherfucker down for who they are because they have no other basis for slamming somebody because they know they can barely fucking read, and every time they wipe their own ass, they had to wash their hands real good because there's always a stain. You know what I mean?
And
Like,
they
Yeah.
still
Right,
feel
though,
like
yeah.
for some
No, you're
reason
right.
that at least I know one thing, I'm better than this guy.
Yeah.
You don't need no
Mhm.
facts and all of that
Mhm.
crazy stuff. I know because I was around these guys and they taught me. Yes.
Yeah, and
may
you
not-
can
I mean-
you can go through parts of Asia and so on and so forth and find racism to other creeds and cultures and stuff.
Of course.
And it's really taught from the child grown up. And
Yeah.
it's always based on fear and lack of education and just
Yes,
that
agreed.
grassroots belief in bullshit. And
Agreed.
if we could get past it, the whole world would see each other as equals, and you can imagine what we could fucking do.
Oh shit! I got friends in trouble on YouTube. I think I gotta abandon y'all. It's dumb. I do a lot of YouTubing. This guy was attacked earlier. His family was thrown into some drama. So I'm gonna have to leave you guys. I love you, and it's been a blast, man.
Thanks, man.
Good
Man,
to
I
have
love
you
having
on.
you on. Stop by
Joe.
anytime, Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, how do I get in touch with you? Is there a
Hold on.
You want to put an email in the private chat or?
I'm
yeah,
gonna put
yeah.
it- email in the private. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll send you from
And
my
listen, I get a
personal
lot of
email so you
emails
know
after
I'm, being legit, right?
Listen,
and I
after
want to
you
get you
email
over
me-
on the show.
After you email me, I'm gonna put my number in there. I get so many emails it'll get buried. So we're gonna
Yeah,
have to
yeah.
exchange numbers. All right.
Cool,
Dog,
buddy.
you-
I'll send you mine then. No worries. All good.
Dog, who you calling a coward, bro? What's going on? Did I miss something?
I don't know.
But
I
yeah,
don't-
you got to
I'm
take
tired,
advantage of
I'm
these
high,
moments
I
when you can. I mean, Ben, you guys know, like, anytime I meet somebody cool and new, I want to try to get them over onto things, right?
Oh,
It's
I know
always,
you, yeah.
Well,
As soon as you start enjoying the conversation, that's it. You're like, okay, come on. You need
I gotta say, man, in parting, I'm so glad that God brought us together today. You guys be
cool, buddy. I'll
good to see you,
respect
dude.
that.
Love you,
All
Joe.
right.
Fuck
Good
off,
conversation.
Joe. Love you, Joe.
That was a good. That was a
Yeah.
good exit.
That was a great exit, right?
Yeah.
Little fucker.
So-
Yeah, he's
so
a-
let's
he's
just
a great-
tweak all the atheists right in the ass.
Yeah, but you got to give them props
Oh, yeah.
for that
Yeah.
fucking
Yeah, absolutely.
side stage walk. That
That
was
was
wild.
gorgeous.
If
he
I was in a
handled
room,
the whole discussion so well.
if I was in a room
Yeah.
full
Oh, no,
of
he's a really cool
believers,
dude.
if I was in a room full of believers and I was the only atheist and I was about to step out, I'd be like, I just want to let everybody know here, science bless you. And then like dip out or something, like I would,
So
I
they
would.
can't say
That
anything
was
back.
that was beautiful. That was. I give
So my recent question, because I've been doing
Hey,
questions
Marek. What's
in
up,
the back
Marek?
this whole time. So I was doing general questions, and now I'm back on the cardiology questions for my cardiology test. And how did I get a question? Well, I mean, I get why I got this question, kind of. Now it's not cardiology, but it's related to central lines. But it was like I get this question, and it says that there's a 43-year-old male complaining of fever and scrotal pain. And there's a whole question on
Yeah,
Fournier's
you-
gangrene.
yeah, you
I'm like,
shouldn't-
this is a
you-
cardiology
Just
question.
asking for a friend.
No,
What would
that
you do
is
for that?
cardiology because you
Asking
shouldn't
for a
hire call
friend.
girls that are that young. You've got to stick within your fucking your comfort zone, right? Come on.
I was like, I got to the end and I was like, oh, they're asking me about central line placement. But it's like, okay, you're giving me a question about Fournier's gangrene. Like,
What
he's
was
got
the-
scrotal gangrene. Like, this is my cardiology question?
But you're
This is
saying
not
no,
my
that just
cardiology.
got so
what were the
wrong.
symptoms, Ben? What were the symptoms again? And then the age of the person?
Oh, you would know if you had this.
SR goes asking for a friend.
No, it's my
It's-
buddy.
He's asking
My
for
buddy
a
was
friend,
asking.
Ben.
He's asleep. Shh, don't wake him. But he's right over there.
If you get a fever and you start to look necrotic, that's a problem.
Ooh, I love necrosis.
in your scrotal region.
Yeah,
I'm gonna
necrosis.
tell you, if you guys have
I
ever
don't think
seen
my-
like
I don't think
necrotic
my
skin when
balls
it
are
like
dying.
dries out and cracks because it's
No,
like
I've
dying.
never
It's
seen
so
It like
gross,
turns
but at the
green
same
and
time-
black.
So
Yeah,
I'm
but
not.
at the same time you're like, oh my god, look at that.
I'm not a doctor.
fuck
I
is
don't have
growing
any
on her
medical training
leg?
whatsoever. But I
Like, you
would
just wanna
have to
stare at it.
I would have to say I really don't believe I've ever seen any part of my body like die like that. Like,
I
that's
hope you
what-
haven't.
Yeah,
That's what
me
like
either.
like
I've
necrosis
seen
is, right?
necrosis.
It's like
Well,
it's like your
necrosis is-
body, like that portion of your body, like literally
Look,
dying. Like,
this is
decaying.
how serious it is, SR.
Yeah,
Let me give
I
you an
would.
example.
Yeah,
That same lady with the leg I was talking about, they wanted to cut her leg off. They were trying to get her to cut it off for like 6 or 8 months. She refused. And the last time I moved her one time, and she would scream because she was
don't
just in
think-
so much fucking pain.
yeah. I
I
don't
mean, I
think
can't
I'm,
even
I don't think
imagine.
I'm there. If
can't
my
even
balls
imagine.
were like that, I'm
But-
just gonna be honest. If my balls were like that, I would know.
Oh yeah.
You would know. You would know.
Yeah, I think you
Anyways,
would.
so I moved her, and she died like a month and a half later because she wouldn't let him cut her leg off. It killed her.
That's impressive that she made it that long.
I agree. And she was in that state well before, like, she would just lay
That's-
there and just like moan constantly. And it didn't matter the amount of pain meds they gave her. They gave her as much as they could, like legally could.
Yeah.
And she was still in pain, and she just would not. And her poor husband, he's this little tiny scrawny guy, and she's like this big tall. Like,
This
big
sounds
lady.
like a
And
great
she-
trivia question.
He just stood there like, I don't know what to do. I'm like, I don't know. She needs to get rid of that leg. And he's like, I know, but she won't fucking do it. But so anyway, if she would let him cut her leg off when they wanted to, she'd be alive today. She'd just have only.
Well, this sounds like a great trivia question about the organism that's most likely to cause gangrene.
Okay, that's a movie title right
fucking
there.
clue. SR, look it up and throw it in the private chat, bro.
There are two. There are two that are most common, but one's more common.
Shit, though.
What was the question? I'll find. No, no. Jenny distracted me for a moment because there was a
Common organism to
particularly-
cause gangrene.
most common.
That was
organism
that was the
Specifically,
question.
I'll have to word the question better, because I think I'll define.
Now he's gonna change it up and not tell us because we would know.
Well, no, because I gotta be specific. Because the gangrene itself is the loss of oxygen. So really, what I'm wanting to talk about is necrotizing fasciitis.
Really? That's what it is? Wow.
Christ. What
It's
was the word,
ischemia.
Ben?
Yeah, because you can have
Necrotizing
wet gangrene and dry
fasciitis.
gangrene.
Did you say necrotizing fasciitis?
Yes.
Yeah, I'll write a question about necrotizing fasciitis. You're gonna look this up, aren't you?
SR was asking what the word
Yeah,
was.
I know.
This is becoming a Monty Python song.
I know, dude. I'm dying over here.
I should
Did you
plug
say-
something else.
Did you say? Yes, I said.
I should, since I'm warning you about trivia questions now. For my YouTube special on the 23rd of April for my 1-year celebration, we will have medical myths themed trivia. So if you happen to go back and watch those episodes, there might be answers to the trivia questions in the
Ben,
medical myths episodes.
Can I interject real quick? I think
Yes.
this is very important.
Yes.
Group A strep. I just want to put that out there. Public health experts believe that's what Google says, and I trust Google with my life.
Google is correct.
I feel as if
Google
I've
is
done
correct.
something good for the first time in probably weeks.
Yeah.
And,
Keep chasing that dog and you will be a rarity.
well, here's what I think the lesson is. Here's what the lesson is, because honestly, I was thinking there was going to be some really complicated breakdown, and I was going to have to read through 2 pages worth of something, and it was just like, not like strep A, man. And the lesson here is, go to your doctor, people. Go to your doctor. And because sometimes you can just avoid your body decaying from the inside out essentially by just going to the doctor and then putting a Q-tip in the back of your throat and going,
Wait.
oh my god, you've got strep.
You mean healthcare providers can keep me from dying?
I know it's.
I thought if I just prayed.
What?
That's controversial.
I was
There are some
told if
people
I
here.
prayed.
There are some people here that don't understand where we're coming from as Americans. Like
We only
here in
scented
America,
3 hearts today.
we're confused about healthcare. We're not confident on its on the value of it just yet. You know,
Right.
and other places around the world, they figure this out, and they're like, no, we should make sure that our people are alive, right?
Yeah.
Like,
So what I
that's
should ask, now that
No,
you know
no, you shouldn't.
about
No,
strep,
stop it.
I should
No,
ask about the
stop it.
second most common cause.
I only did that to. I don't even want to play this anymore, Ben. This sucks. I hate this game.
This game's no fun.
This sucks.
They're only
Oh, wait a
losers.
minute. Jenny said necrotic fasciitis brought to you by Jardians or Farxiga.
It's true though.
That's why it's so funny.
Yeah. So, I
Ooh.
mean, if the answer's
You
not
guys are
group A
calling me,
strep,
right?
I mean, one of the other most common is Clostridium perfringens, but that might not be important.
Well, easy for
don't know.
you to say.
That is easy for you to
They
say.
would
I
they
don't
would
even
do
know
the
what you
shit
just
like
said.
on our whole test about that. Like they'd expect us to differentiate them, and it's like near impossible. They all look the fucking same.
Why are you really shit at pouring Guinness, Dr. Ben?
To make you mad, Lamp.
Makes me
Lamp.
mad.
You know that I live to troll you,
I didn't
sir.
even notice he changed his name at some point.
Why are you Lamp?
I don't even
I
look
had
at the
to
names
shorten
anymore
it.
because I know who everybody is.
I had to shorten it because I put my card up saying I was going for a wee, and it cut some of the text off, you see.
What was it supposed to be? What was it supposed to be?
No, that was it, lamp. I had to pick any random short word, and that was the first one that came to mind.
Look at this one. And that's a cute one, huh?
What do you consider a short word? Is it
Lamp.
under like 5 characters?
Lamp. He considers
Lamp.
lamp a short
Well,
word.
lamp definitely. So 4 and below.
Clearly.
but 4 and below, I got that. But is that the cutoff, or are you saying 5 and 6 are allowed?
No,
This needs
lamp
to be a
is-
stool clip. We need
Lamp is
Lamp.
literally the only short word.
Yeah, right.
The only short word?
Yeah, lamp is the only short word.
Can I
Clearly.
get Stool to call in to talk Heathen to talk about why Lamp is the only short word? I want to take this call. Actually, I want SR to take this call.
I have a better
right.
idea.
I want to do your dirty
I have a
work.
better idea that's more fun. Let's show
yourself, you
everybody,
bastard.
and I'm joking, let's not do this, but let's show everybody how in private chat how Dick Dawson doesn't know how to contact people. It's hilarious.
You want the screenshot, Lamp?
I mean,
You want the screenshot out there exposed? I mean,
I'm trying.
I'll
Fuck.
stand by. Hang on. I'll stand by. I think you're great, Dick. Before I say all the things I'm about to say that may sound as if they contradict what I'm saying right now.
You know what?
But
You know what?
I think you're great, Dick. He's a-
I don't mind if you guys want to show them, go ahead, because I'm completely social media inept, and
I think you're
like
great.
if
Dick.
anybody's gonna turn this into a clusterfuck, it's me.
We're
That's
waiting
for
for the
sure.
butt.
But if you want to set up like
No, there's no
computers and
but.
mics to shit,
But, all right.
then you talk to Dick. That's his shit.
Yeah.
SR, be
If-
nice to your father.
Yeah, if
I
you
know-
if
I
you
knew
want to
everybody
learn
could
how to
see it.
use social media to monetize your YouTube channel, I got nothing. But if you want to learn how to use a microphone properly or OBS and so on and so forth, I'm actually a pretty good person to know. So like Clint Eastwood said,
Like-
a man's got to know his limitations.
Dick,
I
you do
love
have
the-
you do
I
have a
love the spelling
picture.
error.
You do have a picture. On your
Yeah, I do
Twitter.
that all the time.
I want
Right?
to play Momopoly.
I want to play Momopoly.
I know. I was leaving it alone.
I like Dick too.
Stool, do you have a song for
You
us
don't like
today?
Dick.
I do
I'll
not
have you
know.
know, dog. I'll have you know, dog. The boot
But-
is one of my favorites.
So,
But Rarity, if you're going to indulge in this fucking, mass dick fest of fucking abuse and debauchery, you have to at least acknowledge at the end that I did make it happen and got on Twitter. So fuck all that in a bucket of chicken. Bring it on, baby.
Yeah.
Hang on. And through that connection that we did finally establish, please feel free to send me the link that is best for you for us to communicate, because absolutely, dude, you're awesome. I totally do want to hang out more. But hang
Thanks,
on,
man.
I just want to make sure I'm not completely crazy. You do have a picture on your Twitter, right?
Hey, don't
Like
do
the
it. Don't
header?
do it. Stop.
Okay.
Don't do it. That
Okay.
header has to be fixed.
Okay.
I know where you're
yeah,
going.
no,
Don't do
I'll
it.
be
Don't
quiet.
do it.
Yep.
Please. Okay.
I'll move on.
Yeah.
But
Don't do it. Don't do it.
we did make it happen. I do appreciate that.
Yeah.
That Stool made fun of you for it, because I didn't want to be that big of an asshole.
Oh, I'll
but
take it. It's
Stool-
fine. It's good. It's good.
To be fair,
you
that
know,
was the highlight of my evening, watching Private Chat. and these two dicks going, boo, how'd you do this?
Wait. There's only one dick. Well, you slide under the radar a little bit, but Stool. But that's
Finally, I
only
mean, it's
one dick
positioned
allowed
right
in here.
now.
It's the one underneath of me where he
Yeah.
belongs.
It's positioned
my
right
dick.
now, Beck, and that's good.
Hey,
I'm
don't
glad.
poke,
I'm
bro.
glad. Yeah, I'm glad.
Of course,
I
Stool
want
was
to-
in the private chat calling us pervert.
I told you I was going that
Oh,
big,
way
man.
earlier. Yeah, y'all missed that. Y'all missed.
I missed all. I was doing questions. I'm studying, but also Stool. When are we producing our musical?
I've
Yeah.
got more breaking news for you, actually. I tried to
Right
bring
now,
it to you earlier, but Beck muted me.
Okay.
Oh wow.
I never
There was
muted you.
censor.
So when's our
On the
musical?
channel?
Some
Fucking
fucking
lying.
muted me.
I have not muted a person tonight.
When are we
Not
having
one.
our musical? Because
Dr.
I
Ben,
want
did you
both.
mute me?
No, I did not.
You probably
Fuck, I did it
yourself,
myself then.
you
Well, I'm a
goofball.
penis. Damn.
Yeah,
I got
you do
angry
that.
at-
You mute yourself sometimes. I've seen this happen.
Yes, you
I
do.
got all angry at the wrong person.
So
I'm
Bolt
so
is
shocked
playing
right
the
now.
character of Emu Sperm, and I'm playing the gardener, and Phoebe's playing the pen pusher. So when are we having this musical?
I think all I need to
I'm-
sing is the "Just Keep Swimming" song from Finding
I want to
Nemo.
get back on stage. This is my destiny.
I might write a song about your medical questions because I can see you're getting stressed, and I might just have the answer to all your troubles.
Sing the song. Sing the song.
Because
I need the song.
I will literally have to make this up as I go along. I know you won't believe
You've
that.
never made up a song before on a stream. That's
Yeah,
ridiculous.
for sure.
I have nothing planned here.
Only
It's never
500
happened
times.
before.
But I'm going to take a cue from our guest who left a short while ago because I was utterly fascinating with all his whatever it was. It was groovy.
Interesting, wasn't it? Yes.
That's one word, yeah.
Did you just say groovy?
He did
What
say
is this?
groovy.
Groovy.
He did say groovy. And he
Wow.
kind of like elongated the groovy like he's supposed to if you're saying it correctly. And that was great. I mean, but no, go ahead. Tell us about the funky.
Whoa, 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 whoa,
The
whoa,
fuck?
whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on
Tell
a
us
minute.
about the
Are
groovy
you
that's
thing.
right.
not taking a piss out of me because I said groovy?
No, not the slightest. I would
No,
never
it's
do
the
that.
way you said groovy.
I would
Did
never
I say
do that.
incorrectly?
No.
No,
we
you
are
said it
all
right.
No,
very
you said it perfectly.
respectful
I'm just
people,
saying
you
you're.
bastard.
I'm just making fun of you for even
kidding.
saying it at all. But again, I would never do that. I think you're right.
Is
You-
it
you
too
made
long
good
a word?
points. You made good points.
Should I stick to lamp? Because
It's too long.
I want the song, Stool. Give me the song.
Sing a
when
song.
your
Joel.
questions are tough and you're feeling a little rough, just close your eyes and they don't exist anymore, and that's science. There you go.
There you go.
I needed some more bonnets and wagons in that song.
You got to do
though.
another song. That was too short.
There was some good.
That was
There
more like
wasn't
a
enough
snippet.
penis in
We
that
Now
want
song.
hang on. No, hold up. Now keep those legs or wings or whatever the fuck they are. Keep them out.
Rolling, rolling,
You know, put
rolling.
that shit down.
Keep those
but-
penises rolling.
Rawhide, bareback. Oh, sorry.
Y'all
Say that.
wondering why? Y'all wondering why there aren't more women in here talking about
Yeah,
dicks
it's-
every 5
it's-
seconds?
Welcome to
Who wants to hang out with us? A bunch of
demonetization.
Fucking dumbass, nerdy, fucking. laughing
Where
at
we talk about God and
Yeah.
penises.
Well, to be
come
fair,
on.
Bolt, you say welcome to demonetization. Over on the shills, we are the absolute world leaders of demonetization. I mean, we're lucky to get 40 to 50% of our streams green. Usually they're yellow, and we get in all kinds of trouble with YouTube. But here, can you see? We care about that much. Can you? It's right there. Can you see it? Yeah, it's right
a
there.
little tiny dot.
Yeah,
Jenny, You're welcome, and
What?
we love you, and have a great night.
Mage's
Hey,
comment
Jimmy.
though.
Far out.
Mage though.
Far out, man.
God penis hypothesis.
Is this Freud? Did
I feel
we
like there's
did we take Freud and make a philosophy out of it? Is that what we did?
can I
Was Freud a philosopher now?
can I get real specific real quick and maybe a little heady? So
Yeah, tell us about your God penis hypothesis.
yes, it involves
Okay.
both God and penis. So
Okay, good.
there
Will it be
is
groovy?
it, just enough, stool, the lamp. But there is this. There is a fantastically
Fine.
cool PhD scholar, and she has a really long name, and it's going to sound like I'm spouting nonsense, but Francesca Stavrakopoulou is a PhD scholar, and just recently finally put out her book, God and Anatomy, and it talks about what the ancient rabbis we have dug up. This is really great. We have dug up texts that prove that there were people sitting around a very long time ago, taking time out of their day to talk about it, agree on something, or maybe just some dude was writing it, but somebody cared enough to write something that was tangible enough that it stayed around till today, where we could dig it up out of dirt. And on some of those, they talk about God's dick. And that to me is potentially one of the greatest things ever. And there's a lot more to the book, believe me.
I remember when that was wrote about me, to be honest, but I'll let you continue.
Yes, it was that big.
Whatever, motherfucker.
I love the thought. I just love the thought of like 5,000 years ago, like 6 or 7 people like sitting around somewhere and just being like, I don't know, man. Do you think like big meaty balls, or do you feel like a long thin cock? Like, where are your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I think it's even better to think of the fact that they probably had a meeting to determine what kind of material to etch this fucking shit into.
This was a big
hold
decision.
on.
Do we write this on a stone tablet, or is vellum going to be okay? Like, what's going to preserve long enough?
This is Monty Python all the way.
Anything, you'll never guess the size or the shape or anything. He can just change it whenever he wants.
Like,
This is Monty Python. We praise the schlong, though it be longeth and hardeth.
Like,
And
yeah,
what broadeth and strongeth.
There
You gotta keep going though.
there are certain
Not saggy,
certain texts
Not soggy.
from archaeological record that it seems very
not flaccid,
obvious
Not limp.
that people were trying to hide them. People thought they were special. And again, some of these texts, ultimately, there are things about like God's dick in there. And I love the thought that somebody, like, again, not saying this is exactly the case, but like somebody a long time ago, like their town was getting raided or something, and they only had a few moments to decide things. And they
still were, we got to jot down the schlong, fellow babies.
No, we got to save it.
Which one do I take? Which one do I take?
Take along.
What goes in my
I once worshipped a schlong that was this big.
We got the Romans literally at the edge of our town, killing people, slaughtering motherfuckers, got shields and fucking swords and arrows and shit. And I am standing here. I got unleavened bread on my left.
Yeah, but we got to save the
right.
plaster cast.
No, speaking of the schlong though, Dick, did you ever hear of a YouTuber,
the schlong of our Lord?
No, but there's a YouTuber several years ago, because my friend and I had a YouTube channel way back then in undergrad, and we debunked this guy several times. His name was Yada. I don't know if you heard of his channel. He like stopped making content, which is a great thing because he was something else. But he would always like wear this Egyptian hat and his whole thing.
Ben, I have seen the guy.
Yeah.
Yes,
He said that men. He had this whole video about how men don't have penises; they have schlongs. Like there's this differentiation. Somehow.
Yeah.
And it was weird, but he was
like it's not slang, right? Yeah.
No, he was dangerous because he had his sister go on a cherry detox to lose her period because he believed periods were due to toxins.
Oh, dude.
So dangerous. And he is also like super Afrocentrist and decided that he said nature doesn't make anything white. So anything white in nature is unnatural. So cauliflower is unnatural because it's white.
That's a whole lot of fucked up because with cheese sauce, that stuff kicks ass. Secular rarity is just like sitting there just going, wait a minute, you've kicked me in the head 3 times. Can I have a turn?
It's really hard to, it's so hard to, oh man. Yeah. They're just, I hear people make claims all the time, make really weird, specific, focus claims like that all the time, and it's just like, why would you say something like that? Why would you say something like that? My job requires me to have to deal with the public, and people have come in and said all kinds of things to me just out of nowhere sometimes. Like they're like hey, how's your day going? I'm like, oh, pretty good. They're like, do you have this in from the last time you guys got a delivery? And I was like, oh my gosh, yeah, of course we do. They're like, oh great, give me one of them. And I'm like, yeah, sure, $30. And they're like, yeah, no problem. Hey, did you know souls are real? And I'm pretty sure my grandmother's souls came out of her body when I watched her die yesterday. And I'm like, oh, so that's 220s that you gave me. Let me see if I have a $10 bill around here. Hang on, what about the souls?
Did he make a new channel? Did Yada make a new channel?
I don't know, bro. You tell
Well,
me.
because if this is him, he's not wearing the Egyptian hat anymore.
Yeah.
But
there's a new channel. Well, not new. This is like videos made. Well, I mean, there's one made 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Because the other channel I saw, like he was making videos like 5 or 6 years ago. This one kind of got the same content of like this weird pseudoscience nonsense, but now it's vegan. There's a whole video called "How to Manifest Anything."
I saw. So I don't
this
have.
one's funny.
I don't have a Reddit account, but I do just like lurk on a bunch of different things, just screwing around mostly. And I'm kind of ashamed to admit this, but mostly like public fights. And I know that's wrong, but for some reason, there's something inside of me that really enjoys like a 10-second video where somebody's like, yo, man, what's up? What's up? And then somebody else comes along and just goes and just like knocks him out. I don't know why, but there is something inside of me that gets joy from that. But I was screwing around today, and I saw somebody had posted, they had like just posted, like, hey, I bought these crystals at Joann's, and I'm not sure if they're real, like the metaphysical rock shops that I've gone to in the past, but they're a better price, and I got more of them, and I'm just wondering if anybody's had experience with these crystals when they're using them for their rituals.
Oh,
This
God.
is the same guy. This is the same guy. This is the same guy. And there are 2 videos where he is wearing the Egyptian hat still.
I had never.
I
But
have
his
a
hair's longer
question.
now.
I have a question for every one of those people. Why do you charge your crystals in moonlight when you could just put them in sunlight and do it quicker?
There's a special property of the moonlight, Dick. See, that's your problem. You're not.
So
you're not.
photons
Wait a minute, he's got-
change properties when they bounce off the moon? Is that what you're telling me?
Oh my gosh. Oh my
Clearly.
gosh. I can't. This is kindergarten level, Dick. This is
all I can hear is Moonlight Dick. Dick, do you have an alter ego?
so if you
Moonlight
so
Dick?
if
no,
you
it just
so
works
hang
better
on.
in moonlight, baby.
This is important for anybody out there. For anybody out there that has a penis, if you charge it in the moonlight, you will probably get arrested. But I mean,
But it'll
It'll
be a
help.
pure charge.
It'll
You
help.
son of a
Pure
bitch!
energy
I have rye and ginger ale on my floor now. I just spit that out. You fuck! I have to clean that.
That's good. That's pretty good though. That's a good opportunity. I couldn't waste that chance.
I mean, this is the risk you take when you hang out with SR.
I was really in that moment when I saw that.
or bowl,
I-
or Ben, or
It took
stool.
everything inside of me not to like just go through whatever the process was. I'm sure it wouldn't have been that long, but I would have had to, figure at least something out. And I was technically at work too, like in the middle of my workday, so I probably shouldn't have been doing it. But the point is, like, I really wanted to just respond and just be like, "Oh my God, no, it's okay. I can save you. I can save you all the worry and trouble." Neither of the crystals do any of the things that you're saying they do. Like, none of them work.
Stop doing that when I'm trying to drink. Damn
Doesn't
it!
matter what store you go to buy your
Moonbeam
fucking rose quartz and emerald. I can tell you a couple of things. One, they're not going to do the fancy magic that you're thinking, and two, I feel like there are people you can talk to that can help you get. He is getting a towel.
Towel. Gonna clean the
Dick is
floor.
spewing all over the place uncontrollably, and it's a bummer. But
Get yourself wooed
No, I think
up.
it's pretty great, actually.
you're
I
excited.
feel bad for the things you're spewing on Dick, but I think it's great that
Don't spew things on Dick. That's weird.
Yeah. Okay, I have you guys on speakers when I fucking mute and leave. So just so you know.
Good.
Yeah.
that's the opposite thing dicks are supposed to do, isn't it?
So you'll know when we're talking about you.
Yeah, there's no escape, fellow babies.
Oh man, yeah.
That was awesome. That was awesome. I am truly on another level right now. Level of what? I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure that there's a YouTube scale of normalcy. No, it's probably here. No, probably down more like here. And then, we exist on a level that's up a bit, but we've been doing this right now. And
Talking
Beck,
about
you gotta
vibrations.
Yeah, frequencies and spiritual energies and holy shit. If I say what, I can't do it. Hold on.
Yeah, I know. It gets me. It's this weird
Cosmic
what do you,
energies.
okay, Ben, you're a doctor.
Not yet.
Not yet. I'm sorry. You're training to be the world's greatest doctor. Will soon be the case. But what is it when your muscle like twitches uncontrollably and you can't do anything about it? Like every so
Clonus.
often. What is it?
Clonus.
So what is that? It's just a nerve.
It's a spasm. Yeah, it's a muscle spasm where it just fires and doesn't stop.
So is that a cell creating ATP, or is it just using up the ATP?
Well, it's
that's
using
available?
it.
How is it?
Let me confirm the mechanism of Clonus
Oh man!
before
see,
I talk
I'm
on my
gonna go-
ass.
But so here's why I'm bringing this up is because every so often, again, I'm in Tennessee. There's many a billboard that talks about God and hell, and there are many a churches, and I have people telling me about the pineal gland doing whatever and crystals up their ass in the moonlight or whatever nonsense. And
Clonus is by the upper motor neuron specifically, which I could get in a whole tangent of upper versus lower motor neuron
okay,
deficits.
well,
but
well,
Clonus
so-
is specifically upper.
every so often I have felt my right eye just twitch real hard and I can't do anything about it. And I have noticed that it seems to happen whenever people are just really going hardcore about their spirits and stuff. And they're rude about it, Like Joe's fucking awesome, man. Joe was cool.
Yeah,
Joe
he was
chill.
cool about it, eh, dude?
Yeah. He wasn't a jackass. He wasn't trying to preach any message or anything. But I have people that try to tell me about just all kinds of stuff, and then they're trying to get me to accept stuff and oh well, thanks, dog. I mean, maybe.
SR, really quick. Are you talking about your eyeball itself or
no,
the
just
eyelid?
like
No,
right
the
here.
eyelid.
Yeah, the eyelid.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've had that happen in the past.
Yeah.
When I was really stressed out.
Yeah. And that's I've noticed that it happens when people are like really going hardcore.
It's like when I'm mad, when I get mad or too irritated,
just standing there and really
this one right
trying
here
to just be
does it.
like,
Right there.
hey,
Yeah, there are a few possible mechanisms of that.
I just need you to tell me where the crackers are in the grocery store. That was what started the conversation. It's like
third aisle to the left under the Oreos.
It's like, I'm telling you, that's what happens. I'll be like, hey, do you know what's going on with the store? I see you're standing here. Normally it's just open this time of day. And they're like, oh yeah, blah, blah, blah. By the way, let me tell you about like my spiritual journey that I had yesterday. And I'm like, no, don't have to do that. No.
Yeah, those are the people that you cringe, especially when you look at your fucking belt going into the till and you have like $250 worth of items, and you look to your left and you see they're talking. You look to your right and you see that the cashier has only started your fucking big line of things, and you know at that moment you're fucked.
It's where you accept the reality. And you just it is where you kind of get a little bit fatalistic, you know? You just get a little bit just like, this is shit. You are Andy Dufresne just recently broken through a human-sized hole. And you are there and you smash open that sewer line and you are, neck deep in shit. And you're like, this is where we are. This is what's going to happen. And I can get out of this. I can go back. I can go back right now. And that's going to be a whole nother thing, right? Going back into the prison. That would have been crazy. With shit all over you at that point, that would have been crazy. I can't do that. But I can walk through this tunnel. But it's going to be rough.
Can I hear a Hail Mary?
It's hype okay.
Suddenly a big fan. Nice.
Mac the human. Thank you very much.
I
awesome.
I muted it and I just did the best Southerner amen for you, and nobody heard it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, SR's in the South.
I am. It's a great part of the country in some ways, and then in probably like most metrics that matter, it's bad. But in some ways, it's really great in a lot of things that are nice. But again, like a lot of the things that matter, like
I know quite a few cats from the South, like Blue Marble Science and so on, right? There's some real intelligence and proper talkers and people that can step onto a stream and just own that shit, right?
Absolutely.
But the vocal few that own the image that is the South ruin it for everyone. It's the evangelist and so on and so forth, right? And they really shine through, and their coattails are sort of like a spray of shit from the sickly ass of society, sprays when you're drunk in the morning or something. But there's the small percentage that is them really tags everyone in the South as if you're all that, right?
Do you know a fella? Have you heard of a fella by the name Greg Locke?
Oh dear God. We just on our channel, The Shills, we just ripped him a new asshole 2 nights in a row.
Good.
Oh yeah.
He's down
That's
the street.
I just
from
started
me.
shaking my head. I was like, oh no. Here we go.
Why this one?
I know where his
Rarity.
shirt is.
Rarity. If I was to pull out of the Shill's coffers the transport fees and everything and whatnot, could we do something where you went down there and talked to some people and we did a whole?
We got connected finally, eventually, but we got connected. We'll talk.
Oh,
we'll talk
dude, we've
I know.
got to play. Dude, we've got to play. Oh my God.
I know where his church is. There's also, I like to highlight this one because this was one that I didn't even know about that was in my area. There was a lady who not very long ago was on a very small plane, a Cessna type, you know, only a few people, private. I mean, it was a private plane, but she was on that plane with like her husband and like a pilot and like one or two other people, and they all crashed in a lake near my house. And she actually ran some people call it a church that started from a health lifestyle guru. Some people call it a nonsense cult from the beginning. You know, you could take whatever side you want, but it was definitely a building where people got together and they talked about like God and like spiritual stuff, but also like health stuff too. And it was like an MLM pyramid scheme type thing. And Tim Tebow might eventually take it over.
Are you talking very specific health things that aren't like, you know, mainstream and stuff? And, you know,
I'll find her name. Gwen something. Oh, geez.
These fucks are properly dangerous when they get the hooks into people.
Gwen Shamblin. Yeah, Gwen Shamblin. Gwen Shamblin has a here's what the headline says about her. She's an American author, founder of a Christian diet program, founder of the Remnant Fellowship. HBO did a docuseries on her not too long ago. After
I bet she's proud.
Crashed and she's dead.
Oh,
yeah, died in the plane crash. Yeah.
So real quick,
and the world got a little better.
She was a cult. She was a cult.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna pause you guys for just a second, then you can carry that on. So Mac, you can find Dick Dawson over at the Shills, and I am over there sometimes on the weekends, Friday night, whatever. So I don't know. Randomly, I go over there and hang out with them. A lot of fun. SR is
a stream hobo.
Place. Yes, he is.
SR's a stream hobo.
Best places to find you.
Yeah. So I'll say something again in the chat. And the good news is that I've got a Discord, a TikTok, an Instagram, a Facebook, YouTube, all the things. I don't post anything on YouTube.
Are you human? Who could fucking keep up to that?
I don't. That's the thing. I don't. I just sat down and I just made all the things that said secularity and had the same little. It's a little thought bubble. It says like just a thought, and that's it. And but you can find me on Facebook. I think we might already be connected, Mac. I think we might be. But what?
THOT?
Bolt.
Just a thought, you said. Just a thought.
I told you after the stream, man.
Okay, I'm sorry.
But you're correct. You are correct. But yeah, I don't personally post anything myself currently. I just hop on other people's places and streams and stuff. I could tell you some places that I appear, but at the same time, like,
you're like a symbiote.
A stream hobo.
Really,
yeah, stream hobos.
Honestly,
all of those things, now I get it. Yeah,
all of those things are so much nicer and more grandiose than I probably deserve. But I'll take them. I'm not gonna. I've been called hot. I've been called
Rarity. If you want to start doing your own shit, let me know, because I'm kind of like. When it comes to live streaming and whatnot, I give classes on how to do that and whatnot, all the production and shit, you know, like.
I would like to.
SR.
I really am.
You should be, you know, you should be.
I'm happy to be able to hang out and appear with the places. Ben and I, we haven't settled on a date just yet. I'm not going to put him on the spot totally, but like he did with you earlier, Dick. What a fucking. But
know,
Ben
right?
Ben and I have another episode. I don't know what yet.
We're gonna figure out the topic too.
But we've got some good ones, and I think
we do.
I want to get maybe a little hot about the next one. So we've got a couple. I'm literally flipping through pages right now.
Secular. We've got a couple episodes coming up where we're attacking people that think autism is demons and fucking, vaccines and whatnot. And we, myself, I have an autistic child, and my partner in crime, Amy Hogan over on the Shills, she has an autistic child. And so we have some seriously hate-filled R-rated responses to this. And over on our show, the goal is, if the show isn't yellow demonetized at the end of it, we haven't done our fucking job. That's how we roll.
Hey, Dick, real quick, why don't you tell everybody how long you and Amy have been single parents of autistic children, how old those kids are now?
Mine's about to turn 15. Amy's is 16, turning 17. I homeschool. Amy did for a little while, but he's in the school system now and socializing and doing really well. And, you know, I mean, I come across as Mr. I'm just all cool, yada, yada, blah, blah. But I mean, during the day, I homeschool an autistic child, and I run a small tech support business on the side for extra cash and shit, right? I just know when to let go. You know, it's like the great man said, you got to know when to hold them and know when to fold them. Know when to walk away, know when to run, right?
Oh yeah, and I'm not gonna get too hardcore, but like, how fucking frustrating.
Oh, dude.
After the last 15 years, man, for somebody to just tell you that you or your child should have just prayed fucking harder.
Dude,
That was the problem.
Seriously?
That was why dude was doing
We
this.
didn't have enough faith.
Yeah, my remark was, you know, I want to take a dead roadkill raccoon and stuff it up his fucking asshole until he chokes on it. Right? You know, like, and that's when I was being nice. You know, I went on from there.
Frustrating.
That was the nice part of it. I'm not telling you the bad part. Hi, Catnip. Catnip, if you want to come in, and if anybody wants to hang out after we shut this down and everything and talk in the, you know, you can do that.
You're not closing up just yet, right?
Don't end the stream yet.
I'm gonna go to the bathroom.
Is this question aortic stenosis or cardiomyopathy? That's my question.
It's definitely cardiomyopathy. I feel it.
Well, I don't know, because the thing is, like, the type of cardiomyopathy they're describing could be related to the aortic stenosis.
The answer is always anal leakage.
That's definitely the answer.
Mm-hmm.
So that it's
Just
both.
me.
Well, the question is, what's the cause? Like, what is the cause of this?
Oops, sorry.
A leaky anus.
About the
I don't think it's a
I think Ben's drinking muscle milk because he's a beast.
Oh,
no,
fuck, if I didn't need a drink before.
Oh, that's good.
I was hungry, and I don't have a lot of food right now because I don't have a lot of time, so I drink these.
I grabbed a leftover pancake from my breakfast at work and threw it in the oven in my air fryer and heated it up and threw peanut butter and some syrup on it and ate like a fucking sandwich. Just folded it in. Actually, it was a pancake taco. Folded it in half and ate it.
This could be amyloid, though.
But now I want cereal because you were talking about wanting to eat something different.
I have. So on my 1-year anniversary stream, I'm working on highlight reels. I've got the one already made for the highlights of the Twitch streams.
Oh.
And I'm going to premiere them.
Buddy. Go ahead.
I'm going to premiere them during the event, but I have Beerios and Sind of Man Toast Crunch in the highlight reel. So, somebody's here.
Heyo.
It's Catnip.
Hey.
Hi, Catnip.
It's me,
Hey, Cat.
motherfuckers.
Long
That is a
Furby.
Catnip. That is a you motherfuckers.
Long Furby.
How's
Yeah,
Oh, God.
that's right. I didn't do it. Nobody look at me. I did not bring that up.
I see we're going straight to the
Still
atrocities
say it's
tonight.
cardiomyopathy,
Fantastic.
but whatever.
Well, it's some kind of cardiomyopathy. The question is, what is the cause?
Like I said, I can't
Haley,
say
lay
anything
down.
else.
And what is the
How would
present?
I
And
know?
what does the presentation point towards? And
I'd
it's
have to
very
go
Catnip.
look
vague.
at everything.
Catnip,
And
it's
then
the
take a
gutters
wild
we
guess,
dig,
'cause
you
I have
know?
no idea.
Yeah,
know.
really, truly.
I know this is important, Ben, but hang on, I just have to ask, Catnip, how long have you How long have you been watching? I know you're a fan of making clips of particularly
Oh, no.
interesting and spicy moments. I'm just wondering if you've been watching for a very long time.
I
from the
tuned in
beginning.
at the very beginning, and then I got up to do stuff with the kid, and now I've just sat back down maybe 5 minutes ago.
Can I just
Can I-
just suggest I don't know what you'll do with this, but can I just suggest that when you get time, just like maybe on like 1.5 times or maybe even 2 times speed, just like play through from the beginning, because I feel like you'll find some particularly fun moments.
Can I just
Stool
mention how Secular Rarity's pulse and breathing went very deep as he brought this conversation up?
I just wanted to.
Yes, sexual rarity. I'll do that.
Sexual rarity. Heck yeah.
Well, I mean,
I've seen you.
Get everybody
I would subscribe to
too
that
horny.
OnlyFans.
Of course it was the answer crossed out. Of course it
Dick,
was.
you've heard of sexual healing? It's for SR, it's sexual breathing.
Oh,
I don't even.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
Well, I
That's right,
mean,
driver.
I'm gonna go to bed just with a real high self-esteem and probably an erection. So I mean,
can you kick
You
yourself?
can take care of that before you go to
stand
bed.
up, please.
Yeah.
Look at
Hey,
Stool
Rarity.
smirk though. Look at Stool
Hey.
smirk up there.
Hey, Rarity, what's pitching that tent? Self-esteem, baby.
Look at Stool smirk though. Like you
I
just
know,
gotta watch
right?
his
got just a little bit of leg showing, you know.
Leave it to my
Just
child.
like-
School juice everywhere.
lamp.
Lamp. Must love the lamp.
So Stool, I have a question for you.
I just think it's really cute seeing SR get so excited by Dick. It's a joy to see.
I have a very important question for Stool.
Oh, dear God.
It's really important. How do you feel about Weetabix?
Weetabix is absolutely gorgeous.
Okay, good to know.
Are you going to tell me I'm wrong?
No,
Because-
no.
I mean,
I
it's
just
not.
wanted to know your opinion on
It's
Weetabix.
human beings who made cardboard into a fucking cereal. So yeah.
If there is a
Weetabix-
god, why is there Weetabix? That's my question.
Weetabix,
That's
well,
all
if
I'm
you don't
saying.
like Weetabix, then you're
That's a
Weetabixing
good
wrong.
point. Yeah.
Weetabix,
Because no God who, fostered humanity after the Great Flood would dare bring Weetabix upon his subjects, right?
Yeah. No, he wouldn't, because this stuff's fucking nasty.
Cardboard.
it's not. You're doing it wrong.
Okay,
You
how
probably-
do you do it right?
Yeah, I want to hear this too. I'm sorry, you're doing it wrong. It's fucking sheep food. It's hay. How
That's
can you
right.
do it
How can
right?
you do it right?
Well, not to put too fine a point on it, but you guys are American, so you're probably doing it wrong.
I'm Canadian, bitch.
I was gonna say, don't put Dick with us, man. Come on.
I am good, the mighty Dick. Get your dick to calm down.
Stop it. Just quit it. All right.
Have you been using the correct kind of Weetabix, Dr. Ben? I mean, is it the proper British Weetabix?
I don't have Weetabix.
Well, then, what the fuck are you talking about? How can you have an opinion on this?
Stool, you got to understand. I've got like one aisle that has a sign at the top of it that says like international foods.
International.
It just crams
just
crams
like
the
Weetabix.
entire like rest of the world into that aisle.
Yeah, it's a little tiny spot on the aisle too. It's not like the whole thing.
Like there's like one shelf that has like a couple of things that I just go, okay, I feel like I'm in the United Kingdom section. I feel like this right here
there's
tells
baked
me
beans.
British.
There's
There's
hobnobs.
And then like I take a step and I'm just like, I'm honestly not sure anymore.
It's
I
like
could be
it's-
South Asian. I could be
No,
West
it's
African.
SCTV. It's Earl Camembert.
Well, I will
If you're
say,
Canadian, you know it.
so there's a friend of mine is in Northern Europe, and She said to me one day, she said, "Oh yeah, we have like an international shelf, and there's like an American shelf." And I was like, "Okay, hang on. Like, I know our aisle, and I don't think that's a good representation. What's on this American shelf?" And one of the first things she mentioned was bacon flavored Cheese Whiz, and I was just like, "Okay, so to be honest, you kind of got it. Yeah, you kind of nailed it.
That's kind of nailed.
Did kind of, yeah, a lot better than I thought you would have. But bacon flavored Cheese Whiz, America.
Hold on.
Like,
okay, hold on. Cheese Whiz tastes like it was shot out by a Mexican farmer who ate real cheese.
I'm not saying it's
and
good,
now,
man.
No, nobody's saying it's good. It's definitely American,
that
though.
Represents America.
That represents America well.
Disclaimer here. So of course, if you have the option, you don't buy Cheese Whiz, especially not bacon flavor. But if you are in the United States military and they give you MREs and you get a package of jalapeno cheese spread, like, that is currency, my friends. That is currency.
I go to a restaurant. Are you kidding?
Hold on. As somebody that's in the military, a packet of jalapeno cheese spread seems to me the quickest way you could disperse your fucking personal supply of bog roll as fast as you can. And as such, what do?
You
deal with it.
A restaurant.
You deal with it.
I go to a restaurant that has a particular sandwich that is like if you're new to the place, you never been to the place, and you say, "Hey man, like I'm new here, like what's the thing that everybody gets?" They're like, "This one right here, this sandwich. It has an option of Cheese Whiz, Cheese Whiz, or American cheddar." They straight up, and if you don't choose the standard is the whiz, my brother. Like, and I
are we talking Philly cheesesteaks? Are we talking cheesesteaks?
We are talking cheesesteaks, man.
Okay, that's acceptable.
I'll be right back, guys. I gotta make the kid more food.
No, you're good. But yeah, I mean, it's. I understand. Look,
that is not acceptable.
You foreigners here.
Thank you, B. This sounds disgusting. What the hell?
It's so good. It's so good.
Nope.
Let me tell you about how great America is.
Oh dear God! Here it comes.
Stool, what the fuck? Stool, what the fuck, though? Why? Why is this a comment?
But it's true.
It's true. You're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
You're not wrong.
There you go. So you can't complain.
You're also not helpful.
I mean, that's definitely true.
I was just setting the record straight. By the way, number one, Dr. Ben, how dare
your name, though?
How very dare you ask me if I like Weetabix when you've never had it? That's just rude. Number two, SR, I noticed you said your friend lives in Northern Europe. But you couldn't name the country, could you? America.
Well, I'm American, Stool. Come
exactly.
On, don't. Our education.
We don't know anything about other countries. We only know stuff about ourselves.
You should be proud that I'm aware of another continent.
How would we know?
His name is Moonbeam Jizz.
We lied to her about ours. How would we know yours?
It's geography is definitely not a thing.
I have a question for Stool, though. I have another question for Stool. This is like a legit question. So how come the word lamp is short enough?
No, Moonbeam.
And how come Moonbeam Jizz is also short enough?
That's a good word.
If you had to switch to lamp, but now you can also switch to Moonbeam Jizz, what's the criteria for too long or too short? And how did lamp happen?
You see, you're just overthinking things.
So years ago, let me tell you about this experience where these aliens came down and they talked to me about Moonbeam Jizz.
Isn't that, wait a minute, Moonbeam Jizz, isn't that somebody with a poor name from a seriously dysfunctional set of hippie parents back in the 70s who ended up working at a fucking peep show cleaning up at the end of the night? I mean, come on, isn't that what we're talking about?
That's me.
I think so.
I feel like this is the problem, see, because I feel like I feel like moonbeam jizz is one of those things that if you're sitting in a room with people and you're like, okay, guys, look, hang on. We need to brainstorm. We got to come up with something to bring to the execs. We gotta sit down for the next like hour and come up with something. This is potentially like the new title track. This could be the hit show of the fall. Why? This could be Moonbeam Jizz has an opportunity to be. It rolls off the tongue.
No, you've got
well, like, it depends on who's waiting on the downside.
I would like all the viewers to go into SR's store tomorrow, into the international section, and ask him, could you show me where the packets of Moonbeam Jizz are, please?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I think Moonbeam Jizz would be a great name for a D&D character who's a druid, like a Circle of the Moon druid.
I just feel like
you're right.
Stool exposed himself there.
Oh my god!
You know, wanting that scientifical, laboratory. You can't put Moonbeam Jizz in a test tube. You just it's something that you feel in your heart.
Yo, I did scientifical one day, and trust me, it wasn't my heart I was feeling it in.
Laura, you always come when we're about to end. I swear. That's what happens when you're in Australia. Time difference sucks.
Just don't be from Australia. We all know Australia is not real.
It's not even real, so don't be
it's
from
pretend.
there.
It's a pretend.
Live your life by our time zone, and everything will be fine.
Yeah, sort yourself out, Laura. Slacker.
We prefer Mountain or Pacific. Thanks.
Well, hey, if anybody's into hanging out for a while yet, we could fire up a live stream over on the Shills and fucking rock it over there after.
Oh, SI would love that. He totally wants to hang with you.
Start one up, Dick, and throw it in my chat, and we'll raid you.
Are you coming?
All right.
Moonbeam Jizz or?
I will come if I can watch you two guys do your lovey-dovey thing.
Oh,
because
you live
haven't
20
enjoyed
minutes
it
away
this
from
whole.
school?
You haven't been
That's worse than the
entertained?
fake Australia. I'm sorry. Oh, I love getting stool. So much fun.
These questions are killing me right now, and it's like they're getting me on little things that are making me frustrated.
I feel you've all been a little bit mean to Laura there because, I'm also from the future. No, Laura's in the past. Laura's in the future as well, but he's more in the future than I am. But I'm still in the future, so take it easy. Show some respect to the future people.
I don't know.
Laura's a proper person.
U.S. Central Time or nothing. Like all those other GMT and UTCs. All that stuff is just magic.
Yeah, all that pesky GMT shit. Like, we invented time, dude. Fuck you.
You invented time.
It's true.
I mean, he's right.
When you put it like that.
We invented time, Weetabix. We're fucking awesome.
So, I don't want to exactly go here, but I've heard this argument used in a different way. There was a fella named Johnson. Some call him a dick, but I think his first name is actually Boris. But he talked about creating Whiff Waff.
Hell yeah. We did invent Whiff Waff.
but that's just such nonsense.
What the fuck is that?
How is it nonsense?
It's Boris Johnson years ago, before he was the current prime minister.
Don't
years
say
ago.
that name.
Was he
BJ?
BJ.
No, that makes it worse.
Was he imitating Jonathan Wass?
No, he was being fucking serious.
Calling it Whiff Waff?
He was like trying to explain the history of shit, and really was just out of nowhere. But he's like, well, the French looked at the table and they created cuisine, and the British looked at the table and we created whip-waff, and that just shows the British ingenuity. And I was like, I don't think that does what you're trying.
Oh god, he's such a tool.
Yeah. Look, we had our moment. See, this is the problem. We had our moment over here in the States. Like, don't get me wrong. There were a couple of years that I'm actively trying to suppress in my memory, but y'all still, I mean, y'all still have some problems.
You do know what whiff waff is, do you?
Like ping pong. Am I wrong?
It all went weird there. Did somebody answer?
Ping pong.
Ping pong.
Or table tennis, as the grown-ups call it. Yeah.
I thought the grown-ups called it whiff waff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Stool.
Yeah. Because our prime minister is a grown-up.
I love this energy I came back to.
You came back at the right time.
I'm just getting perpetually frustrated over here in my corner.
It's proper.
So-
I'm so sorry, Ben.
Just so everybody here knows, I'm tired. I'm going to bed.
Good night,
Ben's
Beck. I
gonna
love
study.
you.
Then Ben's gonna go to bed.
Oh no, we can hang out. I'm gonna
You
keep
wanna
doing
hang
these
out, you
damn
can.
questions.
Huh?
Well, we're
Yeah.
gonna take this live show over to the shills in a few minutes here.
Dick's starting up a live, and everybody's gonna shift over there, and then he can run however late.
Yeah.
Mm.
Because
I mean, I gotta be at the
you
cath
can
lab
go
at
over
7,
there.
but I don't give a shit.
You can go over there and hop on the panel and just jump out whenever you want, and Dick will just keep going until he can't go anymore.
Well, how are you?
SR, do you
There you
need
go, you guys.
How we
There's the
generally
link.
operate.
Allie.
Do you need to teach
Everybody-
Dick how to send the link out?
Everybody-
Say,
Yeah.
Are you gonna shoot this into the chat here for us on the
Yeah, what I'm gonna do is hold on here. I'm
Private
trying to do
dick.
that right now in the background. I'm gonna send everybody in the chat right now, plus anybody who else, blah blah and yada yada. But here we're gonna do it through Google Meets. There's the link in the.
You're gonna shoot it out in private, Dick? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, no, I
make
sent
sure
it
I
into the
understand.
StreamYards chat there because that way everybody here can join and.
I'm picking up what you're putting down, SR.
Basically, what Dick is saying, if you want to bring
You're
somebody
catching
over,
it,
you can,
Bolt?
as long
I'm
as they're not
catching
some
it,
piece
yeah.
of shit.
It's not
Yeah,
like
no,
SC.
even if they are. If you want to bring a piece of shit
reasonable-
over to the
you can
next
bring a
show,
reasonable
that's
piece of
fine.
shit.
Just realize they're going to be treated as such. There's nothing I can do about it.
I got
You
it
know
in
what I
my
mean?
hair and my glasses.
That's
yeah.
That's how Dick is. He always shoots a little bit to the right. You got to watch that bolt
Yeah,
Yeah.
on that side of
Yeah.
him like that.
yeah. Gotta compensate for that.
yeah, because he's
Okay,
he's
B-
real right wing.
B, Laura wants to join the after show over on our channel. Can you make sure the link is sent over?
Oh, you put it in the private chat?
Somebody.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Because I don't want to miss anybody. Anybody
I got
that's watching the show on Bees right now, if you want to join us, you get a hold of B right now, and we'll send you the Google Meets
I'm
link.
just gonna
it's
go and
free,
stick-
you know.
Put it
No,
in
I'm
the
just
yeah.
chat.
I'm just gonna stick it in here because there's no assholes in there right now. I'm gonna stick
Yeah,
it
yeah,
in there
cool,
and
cool.
let them grab it, and then I'll delete it.
Well, Stool's here. I mean, hang
what
on.
I-
Stool's.
Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, and we'll just have some fucking fun, you know.
Bolt, you know,
what is it?
It'll be the first live stream on the shills where somebody goes, "Holy fuck, we're live." Hold on, wait a
Never
minute,
enough.
because we always have, you know, our
Never
shit, you know, figured, right?
No, I'm fine. Okay.
We're gonna do the age old, and we're live. Actually, we won't because I can't do that. I'll set a setup and stuff. I can't do that. You know, just
Yeah,
no
you're
way.
never gonna do that.
Yeah, no way.
Just get so many
I
fucking
can't do
intros
it.
and shit to play
Yeah.
with. There's no way.
Yeah, so here, everybody look in the Streamlabs thing and fucking grab the link and, do what you're supposed to do, because I'm not getting the beeps. I'm not getting told to let people in. So you know what? I'm a little disappointed
I'm
right
coming.
now.
I didn't want to
do better.
I didn't want
We could do better.
I didn't want to push the button until my camera and mic weren't being used by this tab, because then Google would send me a fucking message that was
So
like,
how
"Well,
about
your camera
Beck
and mic
ends
are
this
being used."
stream
you know what?
and we'll hop over.
Because Dick's
See,
trying to
you hear
get
that?
all of my people kicked off my stream. Okay,
Yeah, but you hear that? Secular rarity is talking like, oh yeah, I've been doing this for so long. I don't use my own channel, but yeah, I'll tell you how to fucking use yours.
Beck, I know this isn't your
Okay,
channel,
Dick.
but
That's my channel now.
So,
can you wrap us up?
everybody run over there to YouTube. The link is above to be in the chat side. If you want to be on the panel, click the other link. Don't be a dick. Dick will kick you out. Dick knows a dick when he sees one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Anyways,
You know,
and you are what you
Yeah.
eat, and I see it. No pussy when I see one. Anyways, not the point.
lip service.
So all I want to say is, thank you guys, everybody in the side chat, anybody who is left in there, for coming by and being funny and great and assholes and amazing and everything else you guys always are. Everybody up here on the panel, this was great tonight. Thanks for coming by, and we're definitely gonna have to get you two together more on my after parties, because this is fun.
I love you, Beck. Good night.
I love all of you
Night, Cat.
guys. Everybody remember, take care of yourselves. Take care of one another. Have some peace in your life.